What's up, everyone, and welcome to the Reality Kingdom.
Period.
I'm your host, Pharaoh. We're joined by our wonderful co-host, Lee. If you're new here, this is where we put the real in reality. Ho.
Not ho.
Okay. So, period. Get into us. We talk about a lot of different reality shows. We covered The Mole season 1. So if you haven't seen that, go check that out. We're here. We're back for The Mole season 2. We're getting into all the jizz, into all the juice, all the juicy things. We cover Big Brother, of course. We cover stuff like Survivor. We cover stuff like The Challenge. We cover Total Drama Island. We cover RuPaul's Drag Race. We cover Claim to Fame. We cover The Gold. We cover The Traders. We cover. So
we cover it all, mamas.
So definitely get into it. If you were around and you ain't seen us in a while, we got a lot of shows that you can go back and watch. If you've been around and you still here, we fucks with you. If you new here, fuck with us. Period. Subscribe. We have social media everywhere at T Reality Kingdom. So follow us everywhere at T Reality Kingdom. And let's get into it. Period. Lee, how did you feel about these first 5 episodes of the movie?
I love this. I love this so bad. Like, honestly, I think because of the big gap from season 1, I was like, girl, what is this show even giving anymore? Like, I don't know. Am I tuned? And then when I started watching, I was like, bitch, I'm seated. And then a lot of things started coming back to me about what I remembered from the first season. Like, I remember Joy, cracked ass, hilarious. And then, what was the mole's name? Was it
Costi? Child,
loved her ass. Like, I remember, like,
off acting like Bird wasn't the Bird in the Bird scene. Girl, I need you to lock in.
It all came back to me. So, I'm really, really excited for this show. Hopefully they don't take too long to release the next season, because it just like this took like 20,000 years to release this one. But I'm happy we're back. I really am, especially because it's some more mothers in the room. Because
we're gonna get into the
like
mothers,
really
girl.
like the mothers from last season. I really only remember Joy when it comes to the mothers.
Girl, I was just gonna say, do you remember Avery? She was like really smart. She had a best friend. I do. Kind of T. I forgot what her friend name was, but he was kind of T too.
Pranav
and Avery, they were really cute. But this is why y'all don't wait over a year to have a second season, because girl, we struggling.
I remember none of them. And Netflix now, they're trying to have their own little challenge thing going on, so they keep having these shows where they're bringing back people from every one of their shows. But honestly, Netflix has so many fucking shows. Like literally, Netflix could be its own
cinematic universe. Oh, it is going to be its own cinematic universe in Texas. They're opening a Netflix cinema. So they're definitely trying to expand.
Like, girl,
do we support Netflix?
I support Netflix. I don't think there's anything. Yeah, I don't think there's anything about Netflix.
Oh, okay.
Well, girl, we're covering the whole show on a.
Well, yeah, we already lost. Okay.
Look, we're clearly praying for the subscription, so there's nothing that we can do at this point.
Child, I want to talk about, before we get into the show, I want to talk about, basically, Lee and I, we're watching the show, and we're like 2 episodes in, and I'm like, wait a minute. Can the mole win the game? And we might have brought this up last season. I don't remember. It was so fucking long ago. But I had to look into it. I Googled it. And basically, the mole can't win. And I'm like, oh, then what the fuck is the point? And I had to really think. And we kind of broke it down. And we was like, okay, wait. So if the mole can't win, why the fuck would they even want to do it? Doesn't they need to get money? Maybe they should earn a prize. Maybe they should be able to win. But when we went through it all, maybe we just need to shut up. Because by the time we got to the end of it, we was like, okay, if the mole does earn cash every time they make them lose cash, all the mole has to do is always just take their cash away, and then they can't get voted out. So since the mole can't get voted out, we're kind of like, okay, wait, never mind. Maybe not that. But then again, it's still annoying that at the end, you could literally not know the right answer, but if you get the quiz more right, you still win. So
like breaking it down, it's like the fact that it comes down to a quiz, we're like realizing that you could be at the final 3, and if both people get it wrong. It's about who's more right. So we answer all questions wrong. It's 10 questions. We both answer 9 questions wrong. But I answer the 10th one right and you don't. Then I win.
In the entire game. And you didn't even know who the mole was.
Idea in the traders where you have to get the trader. You have to know who it is to win the game. I kind of wish they had to know who the mole was, or the mole would just win. Which I feel like, because it's so secretive and things like that, it causes more issues. So I do like the concept. It's just, I just don't like the idea, I guess, of it coming down to a test. But if you see too much, it becomes too tradery, I guess, a little bit. So
I agree. My conclusion I came up with was, because basically my problem is, you could, like Lee just said, you could win and not even know who the mole is. And I don't like that. I feel like, how about if neither of you know the mole, nobody wins? Fuck it. The mole don't even got to win. Neither of you hoes won because y'all didn't know who the mole was. I just feel like there needs to be more stakes at the end, because all I got to do is answer one more question right than the other person, and we could both be talking about the wrong bitch. So it's like, I don't. And I was thinking, for example, last season, I forgot the winner's name. But he was a white man. He was big. Let me look him up real quick. But it was
with a J. Is it James?
It was Cassie, Joy, and him. Damn, if y'all know his name, please put it in the chat.
I feel like it's James. That sounds right.
It's not James. It's not James. I'm gonna look it up real quick. William. It was Will. They called him Will. So Will, Joy, and Cassie. Let's say Will didn't know who it was. Joy didn't know who it was. They both just have to guess names. Will has a way greater chance of guessing things similar to Cassie, because Joy is a black woman and Cassie is a black woman. So if Will's just like, well, fuck, it's one of them, I can just answer. And they're like, what color is the mole? Because some of the questions are, what color is the mole hair? What color are the mole eyes? Etc. 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 It's like Will has a way greater chance of accidentally guessing Cassie related things if his other option is Joy. While Joy, on the other hand, if she doesn't know, it's either a white, strong, tall, blonde, blue-eyed man or a black woman. It's like, it's way harder for her to accidentally get questions right than it is for Will to get them right. So for me, I'm like, y'all need to fix that, because if he didn't fucking know,
I want to see like what the questions are, like the percentage of who gets it wrong, like who missed what questions. I would like to know, because it really just depends on what the questions are. Because the questions are that general, I see that point, but if the questions are like all pertaining to like specific shit in the challenge, I'm like, okay, then what really is the deciding factor? Because we truly don't know what they got wrong, what they got right, how close were they to being wrong. We don't know any of those results ever. So I kind of wish maybe they would release those. Like maybe it's a little section on the Netflix app. I can go click it because I want to see.
They show some on the episodes. I remember last season them showing some that were related to like, what's the mole wearing or what color are their eyes. And then this season I saw like 1 or 2, and they were more about the challenges. So if you're going to start relating them more to what happened in the challenge, that's more fair, because it's like, that could be any of us. So I want to see the questions, period. So we start off the episodes and we got a new host. His name is Ari Shapiro.
What happened to the last host?
All I knew is she was a black queen. She's not black. She wasn't black. She was a queen.
I definitely think she was black.
She was a
POC for sure.
It was a POC woman. And I was like, where's my queen at? She my queen. She my girl. But
I don't remember her name, but that's my mama. Okay. And where's her job?
Her name was Alex.
I thought that makes sense.
I Googled it. I think it's Alex. I think I do remember that. But anyways, that was my sister, and I kind of miss my sister.
It just threw me off.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Oh, you just bringing him here. Ari is very like tall. I was like, whoa, not in that kind of way.
Remind me of Phil.
I was like, well, Phil. Interesting. Is he also Australian? Aren't they both Australian?
I didn't peep that he had an accent, honestly.
Does he have an accent?
I don't know.
They said the new host is a chop for them. Chop.
I see it.
Honestly, it kind of was. I felt like I remember me caring about Alex more. She would walk in, I'll be like, yes, queen. But him, it's like he walked in, I forget he even there.
Honestly, I feel like it's because she does look different. Like I remember on the GOAT, Tosh pointed out he made a joke about reality TV show hosts all being white men. And it's like there is a lot of white men, so you just bring this random white man in. It's like, okay, we see a lot of white men TV hosts. Like I remember, Are You the One? Remember we had owners on MTV and had a random white man doing it. Like honestly, it seems out of place a little bit. Like
and then when they put it on Paramount, it was a black queen, and she used to be on Neva Mac show.
Yes, Kami.
I literally I remember her standing out, and I will always say her name in our updates. But the first Are You the One show host, I didn't know until it was Terrence Howard, wasn't it? Didn't it change?
Yeah, they did change to Terrence Howard,
and then I remembered that. So put some diversity in there. No shade. Speaking of diversity, let me pull up this cast real quick because
this is a cute cast.
On I'm not gonna lie. On paper, when I saw the images, I was like, "Where's the niggas at?"
Yeah.
And not even on paper, even on pen, because where's the niggas at? But I will say when when they were in motion, it was way more digestible. It was way more diverse. They have some plus size people. They have older people. They're not all just young, fit, and fresh. It's like one or two young, fit, and fresh people. Tony's Latino.
I was scared because the streets were saying that Netflix was moving towards casting that was like a little bit more people who were already famous on social media and influencers and things like that. And even if these people are all influencers, I couldn't tell. Like it still feels like real people from real experiences. And I like that. And I didn't know how interesting this cast would be. I will say, looking at season 1 cast compared to this one, they look way more dynamic. But these people, have trust issues down, all of them. They're all lying to each other. Challenges that can be so simple, they're making difficult as fuck because no one wants to trust each other, and it is hilarious.
I love it, honestly. I'm having a really good time. I'm pleasantly surprised by this cast. There's only a few people. Honestly, because the cast is so small, and we said this with Big Brother too. With smaller cast, you can really get into kind of every different person. I feel like I know everybody. Honestly, I feel like I know a little bit about everybody, and I really like that. And I think they're pretty dynamic. I feel like there's one or two people who I could have done without. But in general, still pretty interesting. I'm having a good time.
Yeah, girl. It's I got some faves on this cast down. Y'all will be hearing me stand Miss Muna. Period. Y'all will be hearing me stand Miss Hannah. Period. Y'all, Tony is so God. It's a few people on here. I'm like, I love Miss Deanna. Oh, I love her down. It's a lot of fun people, like really, really fun characteristics that I'm seeing in people.
I agree. So they started it off there in Malaysia. Love that name. I have a coworker. Her name's Malaysia. I really love it. Like that's so pretty. So yes, they're in Malaysia and they start off in the middle of a field. So they all pull up to the field. Just anywhere in the middle of anything. Hold on. I didn't know I was in the Hunger Games now. All of these challenges could be Hunger Games motherfucking locations because they was in the ruins with big ass tall buildings. I'm like, where the fuck is they at? But anyway, they're in the middle of the field and it's just the 12 of them at first. Ari comes in and he's like, boom, 5 other bitches walk out. Right. So these 5 people walk out, they're masked up, they have full body suits, you can't see their face, their skin, nothing. He says, these 5 people just missed casting. And now they're here to try to earn their way in. So all they have to do is make it past this obstacle course without getting hit by one of y'all paintball guns or whatever the fuck. And if they make it all the way across and get in the car, the first person who makes it in the car will replace one of you hoes. Now leave.
Yeah, do you think these actual people?
That's what I'm wondering because I didn't even get. First of all, when we was talking about it, I was like, what if one of them is the mole and then what if the mole is one of them? So I was like, okay, if the person who's replaced is the mole, because we find out that the person who is up for being replaced is the person who ends up being the leader, and the way he was decided as a leader was by a random vote that no one could really control. So if he just so happened was the mole, does that person just replace him and now they're told they're the mole? And that's what we kind of concluded.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I remembered. And I saw somebody say this, and I had forgot about it at the time. They flew them out to Malaysia. So you telling me you flew 5 people out to Malaysia for the potential to get in the mall for no reason? That don't make sense. And you got to fly them all back?
I mean, it's Netflix, so maybe they got the money. But
yeah,
I don't know.
It's like that's almost a wait. Like, why would you even why add that twist? For just that, I don't know. That makes no sense to me. Like, I feel like, why would you fly 5 bitches out? If anything, just do 2 people. It didn't have to be 5 people. Something seems fishy. I'll say. but we'll let them slide, I guess.
Right, like how I be with some of them times. It's like, well, did y'all really get that done in about 10 minutes?
But we move. They play the challenge, and before they have to decide, he tells them they have to decide on someone who wants to be the leader. Niche is like raising his hand in the middle of the sentence. Ari doesn't even finish explaining. He's like trying to creep his way up to be the leader. Me personally, I hate a nigga who want to lead so bad. Like,
I'm fine with it.
I feel like leaders emerge on their own.
If you want to lead and you lead correctly without stepping over any boundaries, I'm fine with it.
Okay, I'll give you that.
So I don't want to lead and be in the limelight and things like that.
So someone else should, because I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't want to be the leader either.
But that's the thing, that would be annoying because it's like y'all gonna complain about the leader, but y'all don't want to lead. If you don't complain about the leader, you gotta lead.
You talking about me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you can't be on there every episode. I'm just so annoyed that Niche wants to lead. Well, then you lead. And when we see when someone else took the lead, what happened? What happened, Melissa?
Oh,
let that man lead.
Let that man lead. I will
these
say,
challenges look hard. I would need a leader because some of these challenges I wouldn't know what the fuck is going on at all.
Oh Lord, I would let him lead. I wouldn't mind him leading in terms of like I'm not gonna care for my game, but like personally, him wanting to jump up and lead every single time, to me, I'm gonna be like, damn, you do too much. Like, take a chill pill sometime. Like, you don't gotta always be in the lead. But hey, let me shut up.
Because at the end of the day, these challenges really only matter to get extra money in the pot. So if you know a strategy to get it figured out, good. You're
right. You spilling that tea. I think I could be a good leader. I wouldn't have stepped up or raised my hand. I would have been just like them.
Complaining.
I would have been confessionals complaining. I would have. So Niche, they're all then told that the person who is the leader will be the one who gets replaced by the intruder. So then Niche is like, "Ooh, hold on now, hold on, Holiday." So he doesn't want to lead anymore. And so
wait, no, you wanted to be a leader.
So Ari's like, y'all
that's what leaders do. Leaders go down with their shit, mama.
Clock it. So step up, ho. But nah, Ari's like, y'all can get $10,000 if y'all decide on the leader together within 5 minutes. If not, y'all losing $10,000. Good luck. So they get 5 minutes, and this happens a lot. He gives them a certain amount of time. Y'all gotta make a certain decision. Get to it.
And that's what the you realize so quickly that honestly, to me, it really doesn't matter what sacrifices you take, because baby, they're gonna give you that money back. Because every single thing is like, do this for most of the prize pot. Yep. It's like literally every single advantage or thing that comes up, it's majority of the prize pot gone if they do it, and they continue to do it. But these shows, like this show and the Traders, they're very similar in the way of like, okay, if you lose 10,000 here, then the next challenge is going to be for 20,000. Like quite literally, I truly believe they could go to the finale with $0, and they'll be like, "This final challenge is worth $500,000."
No, literally.
Like they don't care. They're not going to give you the money. You might as well just use it.
I agree. I do agree. I feel like it's not until like you remember last season on the last challenge, they had like 5 minutes to roll across a big ass river and then get something and roll all the way back. And they changed, the clock went away. Girl. And they was like, y'all did it. And it's like, no,
they love taking away that clock. Keep the clock on the screen.
No, they didn't. Jared said, right. I believe that Deanna said on Reddit that they were very much so alternates. One of them even flicked everybody off because they almost got on the show. I can believe that.
How you mad with us?
I feel like they should have showed that part on the show for sure. Get me entertained.
I feel so bad for alternates, like especially alternates where like they're involved in the show like this. Like in my opinion, all 5 of them should be on next season, but that won't happen.
All 5. Woo.
I mean, if they were this supposed to be on the show, and you brought them in for this, if they were actually supposed to be on the show, then bring them for next season. Because you see that a lot. Specifically BB Canada, they'll bring in people as part of a twist and they won't get in the house, and it's like, well, why aren't we reusing these people in another season? Like,
they didn't get in the house. But hey, alternates are the weirdest concept. Not a weird concept. I get why the alternates exist. Somebody might have to leave, but it's like you said, like if they were good enough to be an alternate, literally would have been on the show if somebody couldn't make it. Why the fuck they not
like that girl also on Big Brother, the loud her. It's like she's probably never going to be on a season of Big Brother. But it's like,
thank God.
She was almost on a season of Big Brother. So why would you not maybe still use her for the season? I don't know.
Maybe they listened to God. They was like, God blocked her blessing. We gonna let him have it. She wasn't supposed to be
right.
Because apparently the COVID test was false. It was a false positive. And so that's God. Nothing but God. He didn't want
to. Like, we don't need you. We need Claire.
Girl,
Claire.
They did.
Claire.
She knew exactly. So anyways. They end up, so they do the challenge, and Nisha's doing a good job. I ain't even gonna hate on him because he's actually a good leader in my
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, Nisha's been eating it up. Like, I have no issues with Nish.
Yeah. So they end up voting him all. He didn't even want to do it no more, and they all voted him to do it because they was like, I mean, shit, you acting like a leader already as it is. So
might as well be.
So he ends up leading. He does a really, really good job, and they end up actually taking out all 5 of the alternates before they make it to the car. It came down to like 1 bullet and 1 last alternate, and I'm thinking, no way you're gonna hit this alternate with this last bullet. It was Ryan, I believe, who had it, and she hit it. Allegedly, she was like, no, she was confident. She said, she was confident. She said, "Oh, I know I got him." She said, "I definitely got him for sure." It's like, okay, my bad, queen, my bad, queen. So boom, they get them all. Then all of them are $30,000 richer. Yeah, they have $30,000 in the prize pot, and they're leaving them all to go to this mansion in Malaysia. It's so pretty.
It's so cute. I love this like amazing race type thing where like we're gonna go into these we're gonna go to these different locations, and then here they're actually like housing them up in these different houses. That is so cute.
You know what? They definitely do got money. They're flying.
They got money, honey.
To places within Malaysia and girl, they're.
That's why it took so damn long.
They're good. They're with their grandmother. Trust. So they get back to the mansion, and in the mansion we see them kind of picking rooms. And Tony, Hannah, and Jen, they're all buddy. They like have a natural bond.
The big 3.
I was so living for this trio. I was like, yes, the kind of younger Gen Z girlies, like Jennifer's with them, the Black Queen. Hannah looks like a baddie. Literally, when I saw Hannah first walk on screen, the first thing I said was, damn, the body is T, isn't it?
The body was T. And I did not realize
and now she's a mother.
That she would be the star of this show. Co-star with her good sister Muna. Because when I tell you, Muna gets a diary room every damn scene. Girl. Not even episode, every scene in every episode. Muna got something to motherfucking say. Oh, that's why I'm like, some of the editing is so interesting. And like, I remember with Kazi last season, it wasn't until towards the end that I was like, oh, it's definitely her. Yeah. So it's so interesting. I don't feel like they've revealed it yet. Like, it feels like over these course of these 5 episodes, I would be cautious of a Sean, maybe a Muna, even a Michael, which is what basically they were cautious of too. But it's like, I don't think it's any of them.
Yeah, I was gonna say that the girls in the chat was like, they want to know what Lee Baxter thinks it is. Those are your picks. That's who you feeling.
Well, that's based off what people are saying on the show. Personally, even from watching, I don't really know. Like, I know what the show is trying to push. I know that we see a lot of Muna. I know that we see a lot of Sean, obviously backstabbing him in person, and same with Michael. But that's what the show is giving us. So if I'm going based off of like just watching, I don't see anything that would pinpoint any of these people as the actual mole. And now that I'm like watching from my perspective, I'm like, okay, I don't think it'll be Sean because they made it so obvious. Like, if it's Sean, they made that very obvious in these first 5 episodes. That is in my opinion.
Now look, I'm gonna tell y'all straight off the bat. Episode 2, literally leaving episode 1, going into middle of episode 2, I have my suspicions. I said it's Sean or it's Deanna. Them is my 2. It's one of them. As the show progresses, I feel less and less confident about Sean because the stuff he's doing is starting to become like, okay, either you're the mole trying to be more suspicious or you're actually not a faithful. What do they call non-moles? You're not.
They don't have a name. That's why if we slip up and call the non-moles faithful, y'all know who the fuck they is. Come on.
He's either a mole or non-mole. So I was like, okay, maybe not Sean. So really my biggest suspicion was Deanna. I know it's not Michael. I knew it wasn't Tony. I know it's not Hannah. I don't think it's Muna, but Muna is so sly it could be. But me personally, I don't think it's any of them. My top suspicions, it only leaves Deanna, Sean, and Ryan.
If it's Deanna, that's a gag. If
I
it's
think it's
Deanna,
Deanna.
that's the biggest gag of the century.
I think it's Deanna. I do.
Because she's approaching this role from such a unique way of like, I'm a team player, and she's proving it. But that would definitely be the under the radar like person that it is. I don't know. These shows, and that's what I do love about the mole. Like, I love that we don't know who it is, because this part is fun. I forgot how fun this was. We were kind of playing with them, but also we don't have the true real experience, because the show is editing us. The producers is editing the show to throw us off. Yeah. So like, I don't think that what we're seeing is exactly real clues sometimes. So I wish I was in the experience to really see how it is.
I agree. Candace says she thinks it's Ryan. I know that's right. I think it's Ryan too. Some of the people thought it was Melissa. I around the time I was thinking maybe Melissa was the episode she went home. Yeah. So I was like, oh, it's not her.
I didn't think it was Melissa, and then the episode she went home. Okay, I was like, well, she's definitely going home this episode, and she did. Yep. Now the reason why I think it's Sean, we'll get to. That's part of the episode.
So, they're at the villa. I'm gonna call everything a villa, y'all. They're at the villa, and
everything is a villa.
It could be a house, it could be a car.
Look, every house is a villa. Every confessional is a diary room.
I'm telling you, I'm sorry.
Non-moles are faithful.
Oh my god, I think I'm over there on Total Drama calling them diary rooms. Wow,
I feel like if we say the word diary room on a non-Big Brother show, the context clues are there. Y'all get it.
It is not
Rocky,
cute, baby.
Rocky, you know damn well.
Rocky would get on this show, and look, Rocky would have been out. I'm sorry.
Ain't no damn cute.
Cause please,
it's definitely not cute.
If it's cute, bring him back for another show.
If it's cute,
because he's big braining the fuck, girl. He's big braining the fuck, girl. Don't let it be cute.
That would be the nastiest Uno reverse if it's cute.
And really would. Ooh, that would gag. I'm just thinking about the world. So, anyways, they're outside at the villa having a good drink, having some champagne, and the phone rings. Jennifer goes. She answers the phone. Ari's like, y'all have y'all first elimination quiz coming up. Somebody will be damn, the foreshadowing. Wow. Somebody will be going home. And Jennifer's on the phone. And then he lets her know.
Oh my god.
Girl.
The first one to go home.
My mama
should answer that phone.
So anyways, he lets her know. But first, y'all are going to, as a group, decide who are the 3 most trustworthy players. And each of them are going to have a chance to choose the group or themselves. If they all choose the group, you can earn $30,000.
Mama.
So she goes, she lets the group know this information. Lee, who are the 3 you would have chose? These are just first impressions. So honestly, we got enough information as they did, as much information as they did, really. Who would you have chose as the 3 most trustworthy?
Okay, I think I'm going in. I feel like I definitely would have said Jennifer. Okay, I feel like I would have connected with her as my good sister down with the Brown. If I felt like, because she didn't give Mo to me.
She did.
So I feel like if I knew her on the show, I talked to her on the show, I'd be like, okay. And I've been fine with her. I'm fine with Deanna. Deanna seems really nice, really seems sweet. And I think when everyone said Muna, I would have been down with Muna. Because Muna also seemed at first glance very sweet, honest, and nice. But she did
the Uno reverse on your ass.
She did.
Honestly, I don't know if it's because I know people like that. I don't know why, but something about Muna to me gives, I don't think I can trust her. I don't know if it's because I know I can't trust Muna because I've seen the show, or because I already felt that. But I don't know how I would feel about her in the moment. But I know I would have been very okay with Tony getting it. Very okay with Tony. I would have been okay with Niche, me personally. Maybe not Niche because he did too much. Tony, Q, Jennifer. Damn, is it just because I'm black?
It's given that.
Well, okay.
And I will say, I was shocked when they all voted Tony. I was like, y'all voting Tony because Tony fine, ain't y'all?
I know Tony seems like, a bro and da-da-da. It seems like even if he were to be snaky, it would take him some time. I would be able to know he would slip up.
Because we learned very quickly that I don't think Tony would be capable of being the mole. I don't think the mole is for you, sweetheart.
So Michael was like, they should choose one person from each of the groups from last episode. They were kind of split up into groups. We'll get into a little bit later. It was like a slingshot group, a sniper group, and a line of defense group. So they agreed to that. Hannah was like, Muna seems like she never lied, so let's do Muna. I will say I probably would agree with that. So Muna probably would have been up there.
Which is a lie, which was bad.
Yeah, that was the last person you should have put up there. So They all agree on Muna. Jen is like, I want to vote for Tony. Mind you, Jen, Tony, and Hannah had that little trio going on. So, of course, she was cool.
And that would have been a big 4. Because I would be in that.
Mm-hmm. And then Jen was running this shit because Jen is also the one who said Deanna is probably the one I trust the most in the last group. And they were like,
Jen would have been huge. I'm just picturing the joint sleigh of Jennifer and Hannah potentially.
Yes, my mamas. So, anyways, the three of them all are the three who are answering the phone. When you get on the phone, he asks you could either earn a correction, cash for the group, 5,000, whatever, cash for the group, or a correction. A correction means that if you get a question wrong, they just automatically correct it to the right answer, which is very huge because these early ones, it's probably going to be a bunch of people who got a lot of questions wrong. So if you just get one question right, you're probably automatically not going home. You know what I'm saying? So that's a very, very big thing to have this early in the game. Tony goes, he's like, we getting cash for the group. Deanna goes, she's like, we getting cash for the group. Muna goes, and to me, Muna took a long time in the phone booth. I was like, girl, hold on. But Muna was like, look, I'm here to play
my family.
The game. Period. So for me to play the game, I need to make sure I'm in the game. So I'm taking that correction. And it's like,
that's my mama. Literally, that's what she became a mama instantly. Because literally, as soon as the decision was proposed, I was like, I would have chosen correction. Why not? Like, I quickly realized, and I'm pretty sure we said this last time, but I don't remember. But it doesn't matter what you do, because you only have to get the quiz right. I can walk around pissing everybody off, and that only helps me, because if you think I'm the mole and you're wrong, you go home. So you can do whatever you want. I wouldn't care I would not. I would just like them. I'm going all in on everything. I don't give a fudge, because at the end of the day, we are going to get this money back. They do not want you to leave this show, I think, with less than 100,000. I think regardless, they will make sure you probably leave with at least 100,000. It seems like that's what they were doing last season too. Like, people would bet. I remember Joy bet the entire prize pot like a few times, didn't she? She did that shit like 5 times, and they still had 200-something thousand to win at the end. So it's really not that huge of a deal. I would have went for it, and I love that Muna is immediately thinking that. And then she played it off so nasty. They didn't even think it was her. Like, that's my mama. I need these people on Big Brother. Like every other show, I'm sorry. If y'all don't watch Big Brother, I'm so sorry. But when I'm watching these shows, I'm like, I need these people in the Big Brother house so bad. I want to see Muna with an HOH, a veto on my feed. Same with Hannah. Like, I really hate that, because the only experience we get that on is Big Brother, like the 24/7 live feeds of it. So it's like unfortunate when these iconic people on other shows, because it's like, I want to see you in this environment. How do we get here?
But no, Muna played that off. Like, see, honestly, I felt like she didn't play it off good, but she clearly played it off good because no one knew what the fuck was up. Because when they went all to the table, Ari sat down with them. They're all at the table, and he lets them know what happened, that they don't get the money and someone took the correction. And everyone's like, oh my God, who took the correction? And Jen was like, Muna. And Muna was like, girl, it wasn't me. The fuck?
That's right.
And Muna, and then here go Muna. It's crazy because what that means is there's somebody here who literally is a really good liar.
And it's her.
Please.
And it's her ass. Like, what that tells me is that someone here is really good at lying.
Like, girl, please. And then Tony done slipped up, said the wrong thing. And it's like, okay, Tony, it's you. And it's like, Tony, I hate when people do that. That happens a lot, where people accidentally say the wrong thing. I think it happened in the Traders. I don't know if it was the Traders UK. Oh, it was.
My mama.
Peppermint. Oh, I hate when that happens, because it's like, usually if you slip up, you're probably not the person because you slip it up.
It's a fraudulent slip.
Girl, what?
It's Freudian slip. It's like an actual
Is that what
thing.
It's called?
When you say the wrong thing, but it's by accident.
Why the fuck is it Freudian? Why is that a name for that?
Yeah,
I feel
like unconscious error or oversight in writing, speech, or action that is held to be caused by unacceptable impulses.
Why I can't just say accident?
Oh, okay, but I say when you say that, it's like it says unacceptable impulse breaking through the ego's defenses and exposing the individual's true wishes or feelings. So it's like, in that moment, Peppermint, you want to be the traitor, but you're not actually the traitor.
Oh,
and then in this instance, like Tony, you would have took the money, but you didn't actually take it. It's like that's what you really want to do, but you didn't actually do it.
Okay,
yeah.
for sure.
I feel like I do that a lot.
You be wanting a lot of stuff and you be lying about it. Y'all, Lee a liar, child. Oh my
I'm not a
god.
liar.
He
I'm
being
a
here as the
Pisces, but Pisces would never lie. You a Libra, you the liar. You know, them Libras
They do call
lying,
Libras
child.
liars, child.
That's what
I
y'all
feel
do.
like Libras don't lie about nothing important. We be lying
Girl,
about
Libras
stupid
lie
shit.
about everything. That's the important
Except for
stuff.
important shit.
I asked Pharaoh what he ate today. He'll say pizza. I'm like,
That's not
what
important.
kind? He'll tell me the whole meal, how it tasted, what the side he had with it, and I'm like, oh, where you get it from? Girl, I lied. I'm like, what? I didn't have pizza. What are you talking about?
That's what I'm saying. It don't be important stuff. He's not
important.
lying. He's not lying. I will do literally all of that, and every Libra will. But that shit don't be important. If you ask me, honestly, probably you probably shouldn't ask me first because I'm probably gonna lie initially, like off rip. But if it's like we're having a discussion about something for real, I'm not just gonna lie about something for real. It's gonna be about some pizza and shit. I think.
Lying right
I
now.
don't know, but I don't think I would. This is what I'll say. I would hate to be in a position. I say it on the traders all the time. I would want to be faithful. I would not want to be the person who has to lie on purpose in a game like this. Like I need to lie because I choose to lie. It doesn't need to be a requirement for my role. I would hate to be the mole. Don't hire me to be the mole. But I think the mole is just like a paid actor, just like a producer, a director, a sound guy.
I could do the mole. The mole seems really fun. Get out there and do whatever.
Because you a liar. That's why you can do it. I know that's right. I could never be the mole. I could never be a trader. I would lose. I would. But anyways, they take the quiz. We get down to the quiz, and everybody does their little phone app where it's green or not. And it comes down to Jen, Deanna, and Niche. Me personally, I was like, Niche can go. And honestly,
go ahead and go.
I was vibing with all three of them. I was like, all three of them seem involved. I don't want neither of them to go. But if I had to choose one, I was like, I mean, it's gonna have to be Niche because these is two mothers you're sitting next to. Unfortunately,
it was Jen, child.
Was
Jen. And we so sad because they created an alliance. She had already created an alliance with Tony and Hannah, so I was just really excited to see where that was going to go. Yeah. Especially because Tony and Hannah very quickly become relevant characters, so she would have been so interesting to see her involved in that. But hey, that slips us into episode 2, though. It left on a cliffhanger. I think damn near all these episodes leave on a cliffhanger. They do.
They need to stop doing that shit. Actually,
they drop in these sections. So like the first few, it's like this isn't a real cliffhanger, and then the last one, it's like, oh shit, now I actually have to wait.
Mm-hmm. So we lay to the next episode, and that is when we revealed that Jen is the one who gets out, and they head to Tioman Island. They head to an island, wilding on a boat on the island, girl. Period. And the challenge is a treasure hunt. Mm-hmm. So they have to do this treasure hunt. They're on the island and they're going to be stranded on the island. And Ari lets them know that there's like a clue all the way up in the mountains on the hill. There's a clue in the middle of the water. And then once you get those clues, they're going to tell you where the treasure is. And then you're going to have to build a raft. And the raft is going to have to take you to this buoy, and then that's how you escape and win the challenge. And they have 2 hours or an hour? 2 hours. They have 2 hours to do all of that. Girl, that sounds like some Survivor shit or something.
It had a lot of pieces to this. And I mean, that happens a lot with these challenges because I just thought about the heist challenge that comes up too. It's like there's so many different elements to these challenges that honestly, I don't think I would be able to figure out. Like, it's a lot that goes into it.
Yeah, I would just have to do like the mental. Well, that's the thing. I think I'd be good because I could do like the mental stuff. I could do the physical stuff. Either one, I'm gonna just do this personal one because they have to figure out which of the people are. They basically are deciding who's gonna do what in this challenge. And Niche takes the lead again, and he's like, "Okay, y'all, who are we gonna send where, and what are we gonna do where, and what the and blah 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 blah." Oh, first. Before the challenge starts, Andy lets us know. Andy's this little old man. No shade, nothing wrong with being old. But Andy lets us know that he's suspicious of the people who were in his task for the first challenge when they were doing the little shooting and shit. He was like, the people who were with me, it didn't seem like they were really trying to aim right. And that's Melissa, Tony, and Michael. So he's looking out for Melissa, Tony, and Michael. He's trying to see if they do anything suspicious again because he's not feeling too shabby about that.
Mind you.
What, Lee? Yeah. Yeah. But there you go. So he's looking out for them three. And that's when we start. Niche tries to take the lead again, and he's basically delegating who's going to be with what. So he's like, okay, look, I just need somebody who can really be athletic with me. I need somebody who can do the raft with y'all. Like, he's really taking control. So he's like, okay, who feels like they can do the raft? Deanna, Sean, Muna, and Andy end up being the ones who are doing the raft on the raft team. Muna says she wants to do the raft because that's probably where the mole will try to go, because that seems like the easiest thing to sabotage. Now, if she's right, my two mole thoughts were Sean and Deanna. So maybe Moon is on to something.
She might be clocking tea.
Because one of them hoes is the mole, if you asking me. But hey, we move. So she's thinking that. Going to the Smashing Rock, they got to hike up this big-ass trail. I would have wanted to go to the Smashing Rock. So, Lee, if they ask you where you wanted to go, what you would have said?
With Tony,
I can't swim.
Times.
You going where?
With Tony at all times.
Lee, stand up.
Girl.
So tell us about this. So tell us about this, Lee.
I mean, you see him.
I do, and this is the thing. I'm not gonna sit here and lie like the body's not T, like, you know, the height isn't T. Like, you know, if he hit me up on the app, I wouldn't say anything. But watching him, and you know, he got his shirt on all the time. You know, I'm mostly just seeing his face. I'm not too gagged by the face. Like,
oh,
the face
please.
not eating me up like that.
Oh, please. And someone reminded me in the comments, you was on here gagging about Tola ass. So if you can gag about Tola, you can get into Tony. Okay?
Look, we just got different eyes. Tola has a very handsomely made face.
And Tony has a handsomely made face.
You know what? I prefer big features, big nose, big lips.
Big nose. He got nice lips.
He doesn't. He has like a slimmer both. Both of them are more slimmer. I like a more big, fat, wide Samoan or black nose, or like a big, fat, lumptuous lips. And you know, like that's just more for some of my style. And totally, you know, totally had that hog on him. So yeah.
Oh my God.
But anyway, back to the shipwreck. I would have went to the Smashing Rock. I guess you would have too, because that's where Tony's going. We would have went on that rock. Okay, period. I can't swim, so I would have been out of this challenge altogether because they all ended up having to swim to the buoy. Bitch, I would have been dead.
Yeah, I can't swim
in the water. Like, I would have been gone. So they please stop making people swim. Everybody don't know how to swim. Netflix.
I honestly feel like if you talk on any reality show that's not Big Brother, you might as well get ready to learn how to swim. You need to know how to swim.
You think so?
Yeah, I mean,
well, let me just go on Big Brother.
Show, I feel like requires a swimming element.
Well, let me just go on Big Brother.
Like they always have a random challenge where you have to swim.
And let me just go on Big Brother. Because I can't. If Big Brother start adding swimming, I'm just gonna kill myself. Because I can't say that. Let me stop. Never mind. Anyway, cut that out, YouTube. Okay, so boom. The other team is The Rock is Tony, Nisha, and Q. The fuck? Why was I gonna say that man's real name? And then the shipwreck is everybody else. Ryan, Melissa, Michael, Hannah. Could have never went with them. So they're going to the shipwreck. So we see them go to the Smashing Rock. They're sweating on their way up to the rock. You know, it's getting real hot. Niche has the map. And Niche reminded me of the second challenge last season with Joy. Because Joy was like, I'm a pilot. I'm good with maps. Let me
oh my God. I forgot about that.
And they were in the woods.
Lost as fuck. And
lost
like,
as fuck.
You're a pilot and you can't work a map.
Like it's suspicious as hell. Low key, Joy was probably doing that on purpose from the beginning, knowing these hoes was gonna be wrong about the mole because it wasn't her. She was big brain.
It was Joy the whole time, and Joy ain't go home at all.
Ever. And it was never her.
Oh my God.
I don't think Niche was purposely I personally don't think Niche is the mole. If he is the mole, he ate me up. But I didn't think he was purposely trying to like miss out on the map. I think he was just accidentally not paying attention. But Tony was like, how you didn't know where we were supposed to go? And da 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 da. So Tony's like, let me keep my eye on.
And we realized very quickly that Tony is really only the body yaddy.
It's only the body yaddy?
Nothing else is going on.
The lights are on, but no one's home.
At all. Hannah's at home.
Damn.
And she's doing everything else.
Girl, we're going to get into that because episode 3 was crazy. Or one of these episodes was crazy. But anyways, they end up hiking all the way to the location. They get there. There's a bunch of boxes. Tony's over here spilling out juice, like as if he's going to find something in the motherfucking juice. Girl, I don't know. In hindsight, him not being the mole, why the fuck is you spilling out juice? Because that would have made me think you was the mole. What the fuck
you doing? Spilling out juice and the shit is
We're looking for a treasure chest, hoe, or a clue. But anyways, so they look up, or Q looks up, and Q finds this thing hanging. They chop it down, and they find the clue. It's half of a clue, and of course, the shipwreck people have the other half. Boom. At the shipwreck, they have to dive down in the water. Bitch, I can't even swim, let
There's
alone
too
dive.
much going on.
Then I gotta hold my
And
breath.
I don't think they tell them today's challenges when they get out there because they be in regular ass civilian clothes. Like, can they at least put their swim trunks on? Like, what the hell? I'm in my good Sunday's best in the water in the middle of the goddamn ocean.
Yep, it's just too much. So they're diving down. Michael's trying to dive down and get this chest or like this box container. Apparently, it's heavy, allegedly. And allegedly. And when we're out there, I think Ryan is like, girl, is it heavy or are you the mole? Because I'm trying to see what's going on.
Don't talk his tea like that, mama.
And we see that Michael is actually the person that most people are suspicious of, which is surprising. But clearly a lot of people is on Michael's ass. I definitely don't think it's
when
Michael.
Someone becomes so obvious in their demeanor, I'm like, the mole would not want to be that obvious. That's another reason why I'm like, I don't think it would be niche because you're doing too much. Yeah, and it's like with Sean, I don't know how I would feel out there on the island. Maybe I would be more suspicious, but because the show is shoving him down our throat so much towards these later episodes, I'm like, I don't know if it's him. Like you trying to fake us out, Netflix.
I agree. I felt like he was more suspicious early on, and now it's like maybe not. But then again, a part of me feels like if a mole were to ever try to big brain it and randomly be standout, Sean would be that mole. Like he would be the mole who makes it obvious in the middle of the season. So I don't know. I'm not gonna say all the way no to Sean. I'm still I was more leaning on him. Now I'm more leaning on Deanna. And he's in the background, but he's
I really hope it's not Deanna. Deanna would gag me so bad.
I think it's Deanna.
Deanna would gag me so bad, girl.
The longer she stays, the more suspicious I'm gonna get of her because it's like, girl, who you even suspicious? Who is Deanna even suspicious of? Do we even know? No, because she's the mole and she's not suspicious of nobody. We know who everybody else is suspicious of but her. Please. She's talking about it's Muna. No, didn't she say she don't fucking know. She the mole. Anyways,
she the mole.
The shipwreck people get the clue. The Smash and Rock people get the clue. They bring it back to the raft. Girl, the whole time they at the raft, I'm like, these bitches ain't building a good raft at all. The raft looks raggedy. Don't look like nothing can fit on it.
All over the place.
They didn't have the floating buoys on, or what are they called? Barrels. They didn't have the barrels on until the last minute. I'm thinking, girl, what the fuck?
This cannot float, mama. You were
at
not
all
going anywhere.
At all. But it could. It did float. It floated. They got the clue. They digged up the what happened?
Have you ever seen what's that Tom Hanks movie when he's stuck on the island?
Castaway.
And it's did you like the when they try to go out to the ocean, the waves get bigger and bigger, and that's why he couldn't get over that section? I found that so interesting. Like you really can be stranded on the island because you have to build a really strong raft to get over that.
You do.
So you have to do like a whole ass boat, basically.
How did he get stranded on the island? I haven't seen that movie so long.
I think he was a pilot, and then the pilot crashed, and the plane crashed.
He was alone in the plane?
I don't know if they all died.
Damn, that's sad.
I had to watch it again. That's a good movie.
Did he go crazy?
And that's his best friend was a soccer ball.
So he's definitely mentally
volleyball. So probably a little crazy.
And he named him after the brain.
But you gotta go crazy being stranded on the island.
I was just wondering, was that the premise of the movie? Because like some psychological movies, like it's about how he turned crazy, and then some is just like he just so happened was crazy. I don't know.
I feel like they need to be in the show in itself. Like how can we combine Lost with reality TV?
I think every time they try to do that, it gets canceled because it's unethical. You know, or it's like seemingly unethical. Like that's hard to brand. How can you brand that? Yeah, we're not gonna get them no food, no water. I guess Survivor does it. Sort of, kind of.
Justin said, I think Deanna saw Sean sabotage the challenge, but didn't say shit because she the mole.
Oh.
And then V said the mole is supposed to hide the mole, and Deanna is one of the few people not directly trying to make people suspicious of her.
I'm clocking it. Naked and Afraid. Never seen it. All I know is they're naked. Okay. I thought that was a more romantic show.
I was thinking more like competition reality. Well, I don't know if they're
competition. Is that competition?
I honestly don't know what goes down on Naked and Afraid. I thought they were like couples that go out there.
Me too.
For like an experiment. I would live for like we drop 16 players in the middle of nowhere and they have to build this community and build each other out. I want that. Which I guess is like Survivor, but even Survivor gives them like tools and shit.
You want them to just be out there, not even cameramen. Like it might be one camera.
It needs to be camera. Maybe like the cameras are just on the trees.
The camera just on the trees. Okay. Oh, they are a couple. Naked and Afraid is American reality TV series. The two survivalists who meet for the first time naked and are given the task of surviving the wilderness for 21 days.
Okay.
So that's almost. So combine Naked and Afraid and Survivor and put them together.
Mm-hmm.
So now they're all naked.
One show that was on MTV and like it had wasn't there like a case for the $1 million and the last person there gets it?
The one with McConaughey?
Yeah.
I don't remember, but I know you like that. That's basically what you want. You want that to just keep going on because that was pretty good. It was literally about them all having to agree upon survivalist tactics.
Mm-hmm.
To move forward, and if you didn't agree, you got voted out or something like that. I forgot what that was called.
Stranded with $1 million.
Stranded with $1 million. That was actually pretty cute as well. I did like that.
Yeah, I think this is what I want.
Did we cover that show, or we just watched it?
No,
like
reality TV.
We just watched it.
Yeah,
we really was in this reality TV shit. Because why did we watch that?
Why you randomly remember McConaughey?
Because she was rumored to be on the challenge the season after, and then she never got on.
She would have been nasty on the challenge.
Mm-hmm. Okay, boom. So they end up they end up actually getting the prize. So they were able to, allegedly, because the time was running out. They're in the middle of the thing trying to row to the buoy. The buoy breaks, and people are like, "How the fuck did that buoy break?" Because all the people who built the raft, which of course the mole was probably one of the ones who built the raft. But let me shut up. The people who built the raft,
a very suspicious group, bitch. Like
it really
is. Andy with three of the biggest suspects, low key, and he looking at everybody else and their mama. Andy, lock in, mama.
Because Andy was basically like, "Bitch, I built that raft. I know that barrel could come off if you shove on it or push on it, but I don't see how it can come off just floating in the water. That doesn't make sense. It's been on this whole time from here to here. So it seems like someone might have sabotaged it." And two of the people who were pushing it were Tony and Michael. And those were two of the people he was suspicious of the first round as well. So he's probably thinking it's either Tony or Michael, which probably leads to his demise because it is neither of them people. I don't believe. Because everyone who's suspicious of Michael, I've seen leave the house.
Yeah.
So, and everyone, and you being suspicious of Tony is crazy. So if he was thinking it's Tony, you're definitely going home. Trust.
There's a bit of rocks up there with my king.
No shade.
So it's not him.
So they win the $45,000 allegedly, and then they go back to the villa
to lose it all.
Oh my God! No, but literally, that's what happens every single round. They win the money, and then they're like, "Never mind." So boom, they're at the villa and they're all kind of chit-chatting, talking it up. And a few of them, Muna, Deanna, and Andy, are all talking about how they saw Andy strap that on the raft. The raft should have been good, and they're feeling suspicious of all the people who were pushing the raft because I don't understand. It was Ryan, Michael, Tony, Hannah, and Q who were all pushing. Okay, Q, hold on. Who said it might be Q?
Right.
Rocco? Now, Rocco, why is your name? Oh, it's Rocky. I'm over here thinking of Elmo's arch nemesis.
I'm dead.
Rocco. I love Elmo. But anyways, Ari pulls up on them all, and he says that he has an exemption pass. He puts it on, and it's like, it's like they're at random cafes in Malaysia. No shade, but they're like at a cafe in Malaysia. Honestly. They're all sitting down. There's a TV, a TV with a big back.
I love that they just bring a random big ass TV when they need a screen, like
a TV with a big back on it with the cash prize on it. And he puts the exemption card down next to it, and they're all sitting there. And he's like, "The prize pot. When I say go, the prize pot is gonna start counting down until all of you have gotten up from your seats." Is when the prize pot will stop counting down and we'll pause the money.
And this challenge really sets the precedence for how cracked this season will continue to be. Because honestly, the money, only Q care about it. And this is why I don't think you can be Q. Because Q is worried about this money heavily, okay?
But maybe he's the mole trying to make it think. He's trying to make y'all think he care about the money.
Ooh.
But then again, would that be a good mole?
I don't think so.
Because
the money doesn't affect them in any way. They don't win the money. They don't get the money. Like, the money only helps the faithful in this situation. So,
yeah.
He doesn't really help them at all.
Ciao. So, they're all sitting there. And he says the last person left sitting will earn the exemption pass. But of course, if all of y'all are still sitting there, y'all money just gonna go to zero. So he starts the timer. He says go. They walk up, get away. Melissa stands up very quickly. She says her strategy is if she can try to come up with a reason for people to want to get up and leave, maybe it can help people get up and leave so they don't lose their money, honey. So she says, look, I'm getting up. My suggestion is since we all made Niche vulnerable last round, we should just let him have the exemption and move forward.
No, mama.
Didn't nobody give a fuck. Hannah says, look, I love you, Niche, but I just don't feel comfortable doing that. So I'm not going to do that. Truly.
And this is really when Hannah's arc comes to fruition because Mama really steals the show here.
Mama, why is she my mama like this? So they all start. They're literally kind of bickering, arguing, going back and forth. Q is talking about some baby, so we're not gonna get up. This is for money. We losing our money as time ticks. Tony has a diary room and he's like, look, I'm ready to put it on the floor. Because if I put it on the floor, they gonna have to just get up because I'm gonna let them know what's tea. He just like me. I feel like I would do something like this, which is crazy. But Tony says, look, I'm willing to see it to go to zero. I don't give a fuck. So either we're gonna be here until it goes to zero and nobody gets an exemption or not, because I'm not getting up.
Girl, and that really made some people like upset. Some people were mad, but a lot of people. It's funny because as the money was going down, a lot of people were like, "Are y'all not gonna get up? Are y'all not gonna get up?" But they also were not getting up. Yeah. So it's like, okay, you gotta get up at some point too. You can't just complain about them not getting up because I mean, we could have left it at Tony and Hannah way quicker if y'all had just got up. Yeah, because it was a lot of people sitting down for a while until it was just Tony and Hannah left.
Literally. So Andy says Tony put it on the floor like this makes me feel like he's even more of the mole. This is why this nigga went home. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Because honestly, girl, no.
Oh please. So, anyways, he thinks he's clocked it. Deanna gets up. She leaves the mole. She knew they was gonna be there. As soon as Tony said he's gonna be there to zero, she said, "Oh, I don't need to be here anymore.
My job here is done.
I won't have to be suspicious anymore. Let me get up." Deanna is the mole. I'm telling you she is. I'm telling you she is.
How much you think the mole get paid then? Like 50,000?
She gets Netflix checks. I don't know what they get. Ooh. She gets Netflix like as if she was on a Netflix show. Like it's like you know how these are all reality TV. They get the reality TV check. She gets the actress check. Deanna is an actress.
This is a paid actor. She needs an Emmy.
This is a paid actor. She's literally acting the whole time. Mm-hmm. So Deanna gets up and leaves, and then Muna was like, "Look, Muna, she gonna try to tug on your heartstrings, and that's why she's a little manipulative because she's like, look, I'm sitting here because I see this counting down, and I don't understand how y'all are able to see this countdown because from where I'm from and my family, we would be dying to have this kind of money. And you know, I'm sitting here every second because every second is me having a second that I can win this game. It was like, girl, you just want to get the exemption,
and nobody moved. They didn't
no say.
Nobody didn't care at all.
Nobody cared.
I do kind of live for this cast because they are all so self-interested in the most random ways. Like, it's so funny.
Literally. So Tony was like, look, so we all agree, no exception, or what's T? And Q was like, look, we came here for the money. And Tony was like, I came here to win personally. I don't give a fuck about the money. And Hannah was like, yeah, I came here to win the game as well. And Q says, no, you came here to win money. And Hannah was like, I'm sure there's gonna be money in the future. And this is when I knew Hannah knew what the fuck was up because she thinks just like us. Bitch, this is not gonna. This is episode 2. One person has went home. We're not gonna never get money after this. Please.
They are going to make sure we leave here with something. They really
literally.
Are. I would love to see a show where they don't. If you lose, you actually probably fuck yourself up. But this really is not going to be the show. That's why the literally very next challenge they're able to triple what they had. Because they want them to have money so they can spend it on other shit. Like, this is the game of it all.
Yeah, literally. So Niche and Q end up getting up. So Hannah says she has a diary room and she lets us know.
Oh, mother.
Oh, my mama.
This is the mother.
Oh, my mama.
Good Lord.
So she says in the diary room, she says, I know that if I agree with Tony and we're the last two left, he's going to give me the exemption. Oh. So all I have to do is stand 10 toes down with him. Everybody else will leave, and he'll give me my exemption. So that's what I'm going to do.
Like, she ain't gonna get my man like that now.
It seems ridiculous. It didn't.
At this moment, I'm not thinking he's done with the bag of rocks. I'm thinking, okay, because the idea of what him him literally making this move, I just thought, okay, he has some forethought in this. He's not going to make this move and not stand by it. He literally vocalized that he is not getting up because he does not care about the money and he wants the exemption just to give it away to Hannah at the end. So I'm just thinking like, oh, he's not going to do that. And then he does that.
Yeah. So everybody else gets up. It falls down to just Hannah and Tony and Muna. And then Muna finally gets up because she was like, oh, girl, let me quit playing. So it ends up just being Hannah and Tony. And when Hannah and Tony are left, Hannah is like trying to enact her plan. And she literally looks at Tony and she says,
Tony, get up.
Get up. Tony, get up.
Tony, get up.
Tony, get up right now. Get up.
Like, no.
And she's asked him, she's literally, what's crazy is the audacity of this girl. I love a woman who's going to use her pussy power.
Oh, God. And I just,
this is what Haley Barker needed to be.
We talk about it all the time. We talk about it all the time. It's like, girl, if you can get the man, then use that to your advantage because you can. Pussy rule the world, okay? This man will do anything you want. Use it, okay? And she literally, I love that she broke it down. Like, I always get what I want to flirt. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I just bat my eyelashes and
you literally
and I get what I want. And then she got what he wanted. Like, I have to stand. I'm sorry. I have to stand. No, Allison Irwin, your legacy lives on, mama.
Like, please.
This is why. Look, we need Hannah in the Big Brother house. I'm sorry.
We need her.
I need
she should
her
have
in the
been
Big Brother house. I do. Tony would have had HOH first week. Hannah will be running it. Jennifer will be in it. I need to see it.
So she bats her eyelashes. She says, "Nigga, get up," just like that. Those exact words.
Exact words.
Exact. And
Tony daps her up.
And Tony daps her up like he her homeboy. She his homeboy, and he gets up. And he gets the fuck up after what he did was say, I'm not getting up. And then he said, actually, I think it might be smarter for me to get up because intellectually, girl, what? You just said this whole time how it would be the smartest thing for you to get the exemption. And now after she ate you up, now it's the smarter thing to get up and give it to Hannah. Niggas is just gonna say whatever in the moment because how was it smart then but not smart now and now it's smart to give it to Hannah? Oh, please.
This is him ruining his own trust with people in the game just to give it all to Hannah at the end.
Literally. Because he was the first one to stand 10 toes down. And it's like, you stood 10 toes down. All Hannah had to do was agree. And then she got the exemption.
Hey.
Oh, she played you so bad. Oh, Deanna was on Don't Fuck with Cats. That's her.
What's the show about?
It's about it's a documentary about how there is this sick person who went on the internet and he murdered cats on the internet. And Deanna was one of the people who were in a Facebook group who investigated this person to try to find him. And blah, 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 blah. So she did some investigation, like IRL type shit. That's her.
So it would be interesting.
That was a good documentary, actually. Randomly watched it one day.
Right, because girl, you ain't never told me about that.
She's definitely the mole.
Interesting if she is the mole because she was kind of in a position of where, like, okay, you're the investigator, you're the person who's gonna figure these things out. So let's put you in the role of the mole.
Yeah, that would be interesting. That's really hard. I knew she was a little bit familiar, but I didn't know if I was tripping. That's what it was. Is that the show, y'all? Oh, I'm not lying. But anyways,
don't F with cats.
Okay, yeah, boom. That's what it is. So, Hannah gets the immunity. Q and them is mad, and they just gonna have to be mad about it because she's immune.
Now, I don't think she's the mole because you're going home if you do.
And that was actually what led into episode 3 because it was a cliffhanger before he actually gave it up to her. But leading into episode 3, he actually gives up to her. She actually has the immunity, and they're now at $9,870 because that's the time. They were at $45,000, and they sat there until it went to $9,000. When it's like y'all, like Lee said, y'all could have just did this earlier.
Mind you, flirting in each other's face. They could literally give it up at 15,000. I think that's when it was just them two.
In each other and everybody else's face, mind you. Like, come on, quit playing. So we get to the quiz. They all have to take the quiz again, and Andy is out. And I was like, okay, it's definitely not Tony because he's probably thinking it's Tony. He tried to vote Tony. He was wrong. He's out. So I knew it wasn't Tony here. Because when Andy out, I was like, it's not Tony. And I was also like, it's probably not Michael because I would assume he would answer some questions about Michael, some about Tony. But now thinking about it, is he smart enough to do that?
Maybe he went all in on Tony.
Yeah, you should not go all in. You should not go all in on these quizzes, especially early on.
Yeah, because you're exploring the strategy. Because I don't understand. I just didn't think of a strategy when it comes to taking these quizzes, but you really do have to have a strategy.
Yeah, my strat was like probability. Like the first round, some of the questions were, did the mole, like for example, if the question was, did the mole answer the phone this round? Only 4 people answered the phone. So I would have said no, because the probability of the mole doing something in the majority is more likely. So if more people were out in the water on the raft, I would have said yes, because more people are out on the water on the raft. So whichever the majority the question applies to is what I would choose in these first like 2-3 rounds. Does the mole have blonde hair? I would say no, because only 2 people in the house have blonde hair. Even if one of them's the mole, it's like it's more likely.
I would not be thinking on that level. I would be thinking like, let me just go with my heart. I'm very much like, okay, the universe will lead me to the answer.
Period. I think that works too. As long as you're not all in on one person this early, you should. And I wouldn't be.
I honestly, my thinking before you said that, because I would definitely use that now. My thinking in general would just be like, I would not want to have a specific person these earlier weeks. I'm just here. I'm here. I'm making sure I stay good, and then when it gets to the end game is when I would be a little bit more decisive. But I just like, it's too early to clock anyone. There's no way. This is episode 2. There's no way you think Tony's the mole in episode 2. Calm down.
You don't know, baby.
I would almost be like, anyone who I think it is probably not them. Or I'm going to just keep them in the back of my head as an option. But like, I'm not going to be confident in someone by the second episode. They do that on the traitors too. It's like, oh, episode 1, I know it's this person. Oh, I know it's not this person.
They knew it was Peppermint.
You literally don't.
You don't. I promise you don't. So yeah, these first 2 quizzes, it would have definitely just been majority rules for the most part. It wouldn't be until this third quiz where I would be like, okay, it's been 2 rounds. Deanna and Sean still both here. If they do some crazy shit, then I'm going to try to like start particularly answering certain things. Is the mole white? Yes. Yes. Is the mole a girl or a boy? That's a hard one because I have a girl suspect and a boy suspect. But anyways, boom. They do the quiz. Andy leaves. He's out. Now they're on the way to the mission. When they're on their way to the mission, they're in 2 separate cars. They're in car 1. Not these motherfucking titles changing. Sorry. They're in car 1 and car 2. And while they're there, they get a text message. I like that they get text messages. Very Gen Z.
Yeah.
They get text messages that the cars they're in are the cars that they'll be competing in this challenge in. So car 1 is Sean, Q, Michael, Tony, Hannah. Tony and Hannah this episode are full-blown cuddled the fuck
down.
Up.
Okay, every time from this point forward, after that situation where he gave her the exemption, they are
at the quiz.
Hands.
His hand was in her thigh.
They're in every challenge together. Girl. That's why I was happy to see him go on that last one, because I'm thinking like, okay, we can really see her about herself. What is she gonna give? Because honestly, Tony was gonna hold her back.
He was. I'm telling you, he was. And it's evident this episode. This episode proved it. Already in the back of my mind was like, is he really gonna? Actually, at first I was like, okay, they could help each other. This could be very good. It worked very well for Avery and Pranav, where they were both giving each other information. They both made it to like top 6, top 5. So I feel like that is a good strategy. Find an ally. You know they're not the mole. Y'all can give each other info. But we find out this episode, I believe, that Tony is not reliable for that. At the fuck all. She would have been better off with Jen, so he can take his ass home. Trust. But anyway.
To my home.
Okay. Car 2 has Melissa, Ryan, Muna, Deanna, and Niche. Deanna is the mole. Let me stop. Oh my God. I really think she is. I'm telling you, she is.
I feel like we don't know, because the way I did not think it was gonna be Kazi last season. So
that's
know.
Very true. I had no idea.
I feel like I'll have more of a decision made this next drop.
Okay, I agree with. Well, damn, it's gonna be over by then.
Well, shit, and I know that.
But I think I would have made it to this round. I don't know what Jen was doing at the quiz, but I think I could have did a little bit better than Jen, and I definitely wouldn't have just put all in on Tony like Andy. So I think these first 2 rounds, I would have made it to episode 3. Would you have?
I fear I could have. I just don't know what those quizzes are doing. Like, honestly, Netflix need to be a little bit more interactive. Drop the quizzes somewhere that we can take them with each episode. Like, I don't know. I want to play along a little bit more, because I really, really, really just want to know what these questions are.
Yeah. When they do the like montage section, they should just like at the end just and type out every question or something. Just real quick. Just bloop. and then boom, I can screenshot it and you go to the next scene because I want to know. So they pull up to these dystopian looking buildings. They're big, tall skyscrapers, and they have like, I don't think it's actually moss growing on it, but it aesthetically looks like it's a bunch of moss growing on it.
It's really cute.
But it's very aesthetic. I love it. 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 But anyway, so
Camilla.
it's called Forest City, and the two teams pull up. And Ari lets them know that there's 2 units somewhere in this building, and those 2 units have a hidden safe with jewels in it. And those jewels are worth $10,000 each, so y'all could earn $20,000 by the end of this challenge. So, each car group, and they do not.
It's like they suck at getting money. They really do. Well, no, they suck at keeping money, mainly.
Because sometimes they'll get it's hit or miss if they'll get it. But will they keep it? Never.
Regardless, whatever they get is getting used.
Trust. The fuck? Each group has to choose a team leader. And at first, for of course, group 2, car 2, Niche probably was an option. But Melissa was like, honestly, I'm sick of Niche being the leader. And honestly, I understand what she was saying.
Niche was the leader twice, and they completed the mission twice. The one time Niche wasn't the leader, they didn't complete the mission. And Melissa went home.
You're eating it up.
So, or who completed?
No, actually, they did complete the mission.
Okay. So let me get off them. They completed the mission. I'll give them their 10 for completing the mission.
They did complete the mission.
But you went home.
You did go.
Which has nothing to do with overall being the leader. But for some reason, when she said, "I don't want Niche to be the leader, I'll be the leader," I was like, "She going home." Yeah. I literally said it out loud, and then she went home. So
there's that. Lee Baxter. Car 1, for that group, Sean decided he wanted to be the leaders, which he was also my mole choice. Why do you want to be the leader so bad? Mole.
Randomly.
Random. That's not even your personality. And then we found out you was lying about more shit. I would have been so suspicious of Sean by now, especially when he decided to be the leader. When they would have said Sean is leader, I'd be like, Sean, he seems like the laid back person. He doesn't even seem like he would want to be. Why do you randomly want to be the leader? That makes no sense to me. And just so happenstance, who didn't win the challenge? Were you hiding the batteries? Because I remember Q said, we're going to get there because I'm going to clock him. So Sean has to do the skyscraper and he has to parallel down this entire building, which is crazy. Parallel down the building. Apparently, he's afraid of heights.
Rappel.
What am I saying?
Parallel.
What does parallel mean?
I don't even know.
I feel like I'm saying it right.
At first, I heard Pharrell. I was like, what?
Pharrell means, girl, they said a pearl. That's not a word. They done auto-corrected Pharrell because it's not a word. It gotta be Pharrell. Rope loop. The meaning of Pharrell, a rope loop or a sliding collar is what? Well, girl, what? Never mind. I don't know words. Goddamn. Anyways, they have to I was so confident. They have to rappel down the building each until they find the designated built room in which they're supposed to break into and then find the safe and then blotchy, 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 blah. So they both rappel. Sean, after apparently being afraid of heights, quickly finds his room. He rappels all the way the fuck down.
He literally had a whole meltdown at the top and then flew down the goddamn building. It's like he's giving very inconsistent teas, but I feel like, was Joy not doing that too in the beginning?
It might be on purpose, and that might be the issue.
He basically says when we get later in these episodes that he's doing it on purpose. So I'm just like, that really throws me off because yes, he's so contradictory, but he wants to be contradictory.
But is he big braining it? And he wants to be contradictory so that we don't think he's the mole, but when really he's the mole?
That's too much.
But like, would he be want to do that? He's an undercover cop.
It gives that.
He might be the type to do that. So I don't know. At this moment, I'm gonna be honest. I would think it's Sean or Deanna still, and Sean is my number one at this moment in this episode. If I would have went home, I would have went home.
No,
I don't think I would have though, because other bitches is guessing stupid shit. Honestly, no shade.
Tony and shit. Like, no.
Tony and shit, girl. It's not Tony. That's why they voted him out, because somebody probably guessed the totally wrong person, and then he would guess Tony. And they was like, "Well, it's definitely not Tony. You going home because this person wasn't right either, but it's definitely not Tony. The fact that you thought it was Tony is crazy." So yeah, they both rappel down. Sean makes it in there first, and Melissa's taking a longer time.
Sweet precious time. This part is where I was like, Melissa should have been niche because the way she was slowly getting her ass down there, but I guess it worked out in the end because they still won.
It did. So group one, car one, they get into their building and they're all searching for a bunch of clues. There's a bunch of numbers all over the place. They see the time on every clock is 3:48. Blah, 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 blah. It's a lot of shit going on.
Yeah.
But Q finds a flashlight. And when he finds the flashlight, I felt like that does seem like important. Why would they have a random flashlight and a bunch of batteries laying down? So Q's like, damn, where's all the batteries? I'm trying to find the batteries. And I'm thinking, who's hiding the batteries? Sean the mole. Huh. So anyways, they're looking for the batteries. He can't find them. Then he starts finding them. And someone tells him, it was either Sean or Michael. It might have been Michael. So Michael might be the mole too. Talking about put that flashlight down. Quit worrying about that flashlight. Put the flashlight down.
A flashlight with no batteries.
And there's batteries laying around everywhere. And you want me to put it down.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Michael the mole.
This challenge
I see you in your mole outfit.
Like you always do. This challenge specifically is not something I would have been good at because I'm not Scooby-Doo. And I remember like one of my friends said that because I was like, oh, I want to do an escape room IRL. And I was like, you do not want to do an escape room. That shit is extremely too hard and it will rack your brain. Like this gave escape room tease, which it seems fun to watch. It's just like, now I'm thinking about it. I don't know if I'd be able to catch this shit in person because it's like, I don't know how to get from point A to point B in these situations. I don't.
Tony dumbass said that.
It was Tony who said it.
Oh, baby. It's nothing up there. I did a mini escape room for Comic-Con. It wasn't really an escape room. I wish it was more of I would love to do an escape room. I need to actually register for it.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go for real. But I did like a mini one and it was like basically I just had to figure out like one thing. Ate it up. I
need to go with you.
Ate it up. But anyways, so
yes.
So in this group, Q has the flashlight. They finally found the flashlight. They start flashing around. They flash it on the pin pad of the safe, and they see that the numbers that are highlighted are 6, 3, 4, and 8. They just have to figure out what combination it goes in. Boom. Flash to Melissa.
I'm talking to myself. Okay, how many combinations could that be?
Girl.
1 million. Like, what are you
literally
talking about?
500,000, please. Like, what? They flashed to the other group, and the other group they found an envelope, and apparently the envelope is actually a clue that they could get. I don't even think group one found the envelope, and it's like it's because the mole hid it, and Sean is the mole. I'm telling you,
or is it cute?
Or Q?
Because you got that flashlight, you're not seeing shit highlighted, you're not seeing the clue.
What's suspicious about Q is if you're the mole, why would you even find the flash? Why would you even find the flashlight? But then he found the flashlight and he didn't find everything else.
Like I said, that would be a nasty Uno reverse. My brain can't handle.
I think Sean stole the clue and hid it, and that's why they didn't find the clue this round. I genuinely think so. But the other group did find the clue, and they were like, "We're not going to open it yet. We're just going to put it on the back burner." They eventually were digging, and they found the flashlight. They were able to shine it around everywhere, and they saw that 2 of the numbers were highlighted on a book. Deanna's the one who caught that. So maybe she's not the mole. And then they also saw the numbers that were highlighted on the machine. I mean, the safe were 9512. So they had the numbers and they had more information because they knew where the shinings were shining on the actual things in the room. So they had a better chance. But by the end of it, this team ended up opening their clue. It didn't give them no fucking information. Niche told them to open it. And they were like, why the fuck did Niche randomly tell us to open it? So they didn't get no information from that. They ended up guessing the right numbers and they got it for $5,000. The other team didn't get shit. They were not able to crack the code. So after the mission, Ari lets them know this team didn't get shit. This team only got $5,000 because they opened the clue.
And then that clue was such a randomly placed moment, which made me slightly suspicious of Niche because it's like, yes. Why are we randomly opening the clue? It's like, girl, you knew that clue.
We had like 6 minutes left, and instead of guessing, he was like, let's just open the clue. And it's like the clue didn't mean anything. You already knew what was in it because you're the mole, Niche. The fuck. But anyway, but also Niche was also the one who found out it was 21 and not 12, and that was very vital.
Yes.
And there was no need for him to do that if he was the mole. He could have just left that sitting there, and they would have never knew it.
But it's like they could have had 20,000. They leave this challenge with only $5,000.
Yep.
That is gonna go away.
that they will lose in this next scene because after the mission, they're at a random Malaysian restaurant. And Ari walks in and he says, for this next part of the mission. They always have a next mission after the mission. They're all sitting at this round table. I loved this. Oh,
it gave Traitors tease down.
It did.
Traitors made this in a cease and desist because the way they jacked their flow real quick was nasty.
They're all sitting there with fortune cookies. Everyone has a fortune cookie that they get to open, and when they open it, it's either going to be exempt or it's going to be in a dollar amount. There's 5 exempt cards and $5 amount cards. They're able to get up to $30K. 40K. I want to say $40K if they all are able to be the last 5 at the table. They'll eliminate somebody each round of this game, and then the last 5 there get whatever is on their cookie. Either it's a dollar amount for the prize pot or it's an exemption, and that person will be exempt. So very interesting, very cute tease. The round table 8. Period, Mars. The round table 8. Did
I say that on YouTube, Mars?
Go to YouTube. If y'all ain't on YouTube, go to YouTube, subscribe to us on YouTube, like, share, comment. Thank you. So they're at the round table. They each all get their cookies. And this is basically where you see who's a good liar and who's good at clocking liars. Hannah clocks all these hoes. She knows who's lying every single time. Shout out to my girl, Hannah. Period.
Who you said?
Hannah.
Oh, yeah, no.
She knew it every time.
Hannah is so locked in. She is so locked in. Like, I did not expect her to be such like a dark horse in this competition. Like, take my sister seriously. I need her in that end game with Muna.
Period. I'm on YouTube now. Thank you, Mars. Go ahead and yes, clock it. Anyway, so there's different dollar amounts. So there's only one 20K amount. Tony says he has the 20K, and then we see Ryan. She steps up and she says she has the 20K as well. And her thought process was people are suspicious of Tony because of his last couple of performances. He was the one pushing the buoy, etc., etc. So people are already suspicious of him. So I'm going to say whatever Tony is saying so that maybe people will believe her over him.
I thought this was a pretty good strategy. I think out of everyone who had an exemption, she was definitely doing the best as far as trying to keep her exemption. Oh, other than Michael, of course. But I mean, honestly, she may have would have got me just a little bit. Only because I don't think I would have expected Ryan and Tony has been doing all that weird shit. Yeah. So I would just think that maybe Tony is not lying because he's the mole, but Tony's obviously a liar and is willing to do anything to have an exemption.
True. That is true. Hannah kind of laughs when Ryan's like pleading her case, Tony's pleading her case. Hannah laughs and she said, Tony's telling the truth. Ryan's lying. Let's move to the next one.
I love how it's like, she's like, this is the truth. Let's keep it pushing. Like, she knew her man was not lying, baby.
She was very confident. But also, like, Tony is not, to me, even if Tony was weird and wishy-washy, I feel like it's easy to decipher when he's being intentfully, like ominous or he's telling the truth. He was way too honestly confident. Like, you can feel the energy of someone who's telling the truth sometimes. And I feel like in this moment, I would have been like, okay, Tony don't even seem like he lying. Or at least to me. But maybe it's because I knew the answer. It's so hard because I literally know the answers. But it was so tea. So they end up voting. 6 people voted Ryan off the table. 4 voted Tony. And they clocked Ryan's tea. She was out and she revealed that she did have the exemption. And Tony revealed
Are you a traitor or a faithful?
I'm a faithful.
Well, she was a traitor.
She was a traitor. She was. So Ryan reveals she had an exemption. They ate that up. Boom. They go to the next round. Now they're talking about the 4 people? 4 people who are claiming they have 10,000. Sean, who's a liar / the mole. Niche, Hannah, and Muna are the 4 who are claiming to have 10K. And Hannah immediately says, Sean and Muna are lying. Vote them out. Let's move forward.
Like, let's get
this
to
is my mama.
Like,
I don't know how she clocked so fast because she knew it wasn't. She was like, it's not Niche. It's not me. Sean and Moon are lying. Let's vote them. So anyways, she knows. She literally has to convince them first it's Muna. And then they decide, okay, it's Muna. They actually vote Muna off. And Muna does a little back. Muna does her little lie. Muna shows she's a good liar. Because she was like, it's funny because you're always the first one to say something. And it's usually the first person who says something is the one. Moon is one of those logical liars. She's going to lie and try to make it be logical.
Make it make a lot of sense. But when a person got you clocked, they see through it all. And this was like, because like in a different universe where they're in the Big Brother house and not playing the role. I'm like, oh my God, Tony got HOH and Hannah
would have clocked
Muna
Muna's
to get
key.
Muna out, and Muna would be going home week 3.
My hijabi queen, no!
No!
Why are you getting clocked like this, queen? But Muna's gonna win the most, so it's trust.
It don't matter. It don't matter.
It don't matter. She's going to win. Okay. Ow. Okay, here we go. It's the show. If you don't know, it's about to get serious.
Miss Roxy experience. Delirious.
Dance to be curious. Follow my lead up out of your seat. I'm sorry.
I'm about to
Anyways,
tune in.
Shout out to Let It Shine. Go watch Let It Shine on this.
Disney Plus.
Okay.
Oh.
Sean, Muna gets voted out. Next round, they have to vote again, and Hannah's trying to re-explain that it is Sean, by the way. It is not me. It is not Niche. So they do vote out Sean. They listen to her here. The last round is for the 5,000. Deanna, Q, Michael, and Melissa have all claimed that they have the 5,000. Deanna's like, look, I never lied to y'all. Q was like, look, I never lied to y'all. And then Michael and Melissa are just like, I mean, hey, we don't have it. It's like, please. So they clock that Melissa's lying. They vote out Melissa accurately. But when it comes down to Michael, Deanna, and Q, we see that Tony dumbass, no shade. Because what is her name? Deanna, Michael, and Q and Hannah actually vote for Michael, who is the correct answer. They only needed one more vote because it was only 6 people left at the table. But they didn't all vote correctly. And because Tony didn't vote with them and he voted Deanna was voted out. And Michael was the one who was able to stay with the exemption. So Michael actually.
This is when Hannah realized this man's going to hold me back because you were supposed to listen to me. What the hell are you doing? Like, I honestly, even if Deanna is the mole, nothing about her actions so far scream that she is lying or untrustworthy. She is very much a team player, and I think she's been proving that. We do get the bird's eye view, so I don't want to judge it too hard. But still, I just think her energy has been very trusting. So it seemed random that they went ahead and did Deanna. Very dumb move.
And it's like, that's because Michael really got y'all like that. Michael really played y'all like that. So y'all didn't believe it was him. And I think this is where people really started to think it was Michael. For me, this is where I would have knew it wasn't Michael. No way, or not no way. But if I was in the game, I don't think Michael is the mole, because why would the mole so blatantly lie to us knowing it's going to be revealed? It just doesn't make too much sense. He knew he was going to reveal he was exempt, and he knew he had to reveal he lied to us. But if you're a faithful, it's okay, because us thinking you're the mole doesn't matter. So I would just be like, okay, I don't think it's Michael at this point. I would still think it's Sean or Deanna, honestly. So they end up leaving this with $60,000 in the prize pot. They actually earned the prize pot money here. They did. They actually did earn more. So they have $60,000, and Michael and Michael is exempt. Who did Melissa think it was? Because Melissa leaves this round. I don't remember who Melissa thought it was around this area. Was it Michael who she thought it was?
I don't remember her saying an option. Did she?
I don't remember
that she thought it was someone.
I want to say she said someone at the villa before they got here, but I forgot who she said. But anyways, she was wrong regardless. Yeah. And Melissa goes home here at this time, and this is when we head to the next mission at Kuala Lumpur. Kuala Lumpur. This is when they're all in the hotel. So they all go to the hotel. They're all in their individual hotel rooms. And in their individual hotel rooms, they have their little phones. And they get to get a text message on their phone. And the text message says, you can have a chance to risk $5,000 to watch a video of someone of your choice about how they would play as the mole. So you can either say, yes, I want to risk this chance and take $5,000 out the prize pot, or no, I don't want to risk it and I'm just going to keep the money in the prize pot. Lee.
I'm taking it. There's
no
reason not to take it.
Obviously
after everything we've seen so far, like, even if this reminds me of the first decision with the phone, like, I would have did that, but it's the first decision, so you don't know if everyone's going to be as, backstabby or whatever. We now know that these niggas don't give a fuck. So you should do your own thing. If you don't take it, you're going to be the only one asked out. All of the money is going to be gone anyway. Excuse me. And that's what happened to Q. And that's the reason why I think it can't be Q, because Q, if he's a mole, he definitely would win. Like, I just think there's no reason.
It's an easy way for the mole to take money. Yeah, easy way for mole to take money without pissing people off. You can really blend in here. This is the perfect thing a mole would do to blend in with the crowd. A lot of us are probably going to take it. I'm probably not going to get in too much trouble for it, which is why Deanna's the mole. Because every other instance, Deanna's like, let's not take money from the cat. I don't want to do this. But here, as soon as she can blend in with people, I'm on to you, ho. She's not a hoe, but I'm on to you. So, Q is the only one who didn't take this chance.
Girl.
Everyone else took it.
And that's like, girl, Q wants that money bad.
And this is where I figured out who's either dumb. You're either dumb or the mole, because 3 people chose to watch Hannah's video. Why the fuck are you choosing Hannah's video of everybody? You gotta be
like there are certain archetypes from the traders and on the mole. Now it's like, it's definitely not them. I do not think it's Hannah. I would be absolutely gobsmacked if it is, but I just do not think it's Hannah. Especially like the amount of effort that she's been putting into the challenges, the way she's been like making herself obvious like as a player. Like she put a lot of limelight on her. So I just don't see the point. But then 3 people did it. One of them being Tony, because he got trust issues. Tony what is watching Hannah's video going to do for you?
And this is when I knew Tony is useless to her, because the whole positive of having an ally is you can exchange information. Now, this very vital piece of information they could have gotten, they can't even exchange with each other because he sat there and watched her video instead of someone else's so they could figure out who the mole was. And then his ass went home because you watched fucking randomly Hannah's video, you stupid idiot. You could have got so much information if you would have picked somebody else's video. Anyone else probably would have been a better option. Just dumb. So anyways, Sean, Niche, and Tony watch Hannah's video. Tony, he has trust issues. Niche, honestly, I think he's a little takes him a little time as well, because I don't know why he chose Hannah's video either. He says, I think she's putting on the front of how she really is. She's claiming to be this ditzy girl. I don't know if she's actually that ditzy. Put a pin in that. And Sean chose to watch Hannah's video as well, but Sean chose her video because he's the mole, and he didn't have to choose somebody's irrelevance video. That's why he did it. But when they watch the video, she basically says she is ditzy, and she'd probably like play up to it a little bit. But I'm really just this girl, and you can kind of tell her personality is just not mole worthy. No shade. Yeah. That's kind of what I got from the video. Nice is watching, and he's like, that's exactly how she is. She's definitely the mole.
It was definitely confirmation bias. He already thought something, so he watched the video and it confirmed what he had already thought, which is wrong.
Which I
guess maybe not, because he also hasn't gone home in these next few
episodes. I was just thinking that, but that's because, let me tell you why. That's because Deanna's the mole, and they're both women. So if you're guessing women, blonde, blue eye, Deanna or Ryan, that's why. Because he should be going to fuck home. Hannah's not the mole, but he's probably guessing things that relates to Hannah, but they also apply to the actual mole, which is Deanna or Ryan.
So you clocking to you.
I got this shit clocked. So Sean did the opposite.
I think you're wrong, but we gonna see.
Damn, Sean did the opposite. He claims to think it was Hannah because he's the mole, and he, instead of actually being confirmed by this video, he was like, it's definitely not Hannah after watching the video. So I think Sean could be a very smart faithful. I think a lot of the if he's just actually just playing the game as a regular person and not the mole, he's playing pretty well because he's watched this video and basically ruled out Hannah from the video. I think that's a good idea. And then he's making a lot of people think he's the mole. I think that's a good idea. I think that's a good idea as well. So that was Hannah's video. Michael, a lot of people decided to watch Michael's video. Tony and Hannah, no, not Tony. Hannah. Oh, Hannah was the only one? Hannah was the only one who watched Michael's video. I know that's right. Yeah, Hannah was the only one who watched Michael's video. She watched Michael's video. He said he was a manipulator. She says she's a little bit more suspicious of him because he's manipulating. I didn't necessarily get this. Michael, like I said, this last episode, him blatantly lying to y'all in that round table.
Yeah.
Should have told you he's probably not the mole, or even if he is the mole, You don't need to get any more information about him because he's doing it in front of your face. He just lied to you straight into your face. So I didn't necessarily see the benefit of watching Michael's video, and I don't see how this justified Michael in any way, because to me he was already acting suspicious. But maybe we just don't see
because like what we really see in this video is that people watch Hannah's and Michael, and I feel like what we've gotten from them is not necessarily different than what they shown in that video. The only person who I feel like we uncovered someone actively lying was Sean. Because even with Hannah, it's like, well, she kind of showed that she was smarter than what she is when she played Tony for the exemption pass. Like, clearly she's way more cutthroat than she's actually showing. So I feel like that definitely was just a misread on their parts.
I agree. Deanna watches Muna's video. I think Deanna watches Muna's videos because Deanna is the mole. And she just has to choose anybody randomly. She don't have to actually play this game. So Deanna watches Muna's video, and she feels confirmed by Muna's video because Muna basically says, I think I'd be a great mole. I'd love to be the mole. I'm very, very excited. She seems super happy to be the mole. So that's why Deanna feels confirmed, because she's like, she's so excited to be the mole. I bet she would literally be the mole. So I feel like Deanna, I feel like Deanna's the mole. So her watching Muna, I'm not gagged. But apparently, Deanna's trying to say that she thinks Muna is the mole. That's who Deanna thinks is the mole, because at the next challenge, when they're like, who did y'all vote for? Deanna says she voted for Muna. So I do think Deanna, quotation, thinks Muna's the mole. But I'm suspicious.
And she's the mole, so it don't matter who she thinks.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody else watches Sean. Very surprising to me. I thought I was the only person who had Sean clocked. Muna, Michael, and Ryan are all also suspicious of Sean. Very interesting. Because I was like, it's just me who's suspicious of Sean. Nope. They were on his ass. And they got this information.
I just like, I didn't see enough to be suspicious of Sean, but maybe I just wasn't paying attention enough.
Yeah. He just, to me, this is what I felt. I felt like the personality type he's giving off, which is this lackadaisical, just stay at home dad. I probably don't have a job. I'm probably a bum. Don't do shit. You know, I'm lame. To me, it didn't seem believable.
Authentic.
When it came to his actions. At first, his actions gave stay at home dad, and then randomly you want to be the leader of the challenge, and then you can propel down this thing. It just, something seemed off, and it didn't seem authentic, and I think it just build up. And then you kind of got to be suspicious of somebody, and he was just my pick. And then when I would have picked his video, because I would have saw him as an undercover motherfucking cop and not. And it's like, why would, and I was telling Lee, I was like, why, if you're not the mole, why would you need to lie about this? I don't necessarily see the point of lying about your job if you're not the mole. Or even if you're the mole, I don't necessarily get it. But I just don't necessarily see the point of lying about your job. Why are you lying about your job? What is that going to do? They can't vote you out. It's not a game where people can vote you out. And it's also, if people are suspicious of you, that's better. You being an undercover cop, that's better information for them to find out, because then they'll think you're the mole. So for me, I'm like, he probably is actually the mole, because why hide that?
I didn't even think about that part. That's so true.
It just doesn't make sense to me. Like, it would be better for them to know you're an undercover cop. And then he's claiming he wants people to think he's a mole. Why not just reveal you're an undercover cop if you want people to think you're a mole? It doesn't make sense. His actions aren't adding up. He's the mole. Or Deanna.
You ain't gonna get off the other neck. What about Ryan, though? I think Ryan is a good option.
Ryan is a candidate as well. For me, I've ruled out everyone, not fully ruled out, but if I'm in the game, I ruled out everybody but Ryan, Sean, and Deanna. All my questions are going to be answering one of those three.
I feel like I've ruled out Q, Hannah, and Tony's already out by the end.
And Tony's already out.
I ruled out Q and Hannah and Niche. Everyone else is an option.
Okay, yeah. For me, it's mainly my focus is Ryan, Sean, and Deanna. When one of them go home and gag me, I'm gonna be like, ooh, maybe I'm on the wrong track. But so far, I've been right since episode 2 when I thought they still all in the game.
Child.
I think I would have won this season.
Michael votes Sean and he stays in, and someone votes Michael and Michael go, and they go.
And they go. Yeah.
So it's like, it's interesting. Because there was one round, I think it's this round, I thought Sean was going to go, and he stays. I'm like, well,
How'd you say? And Sean has been on Michael's neck, quotations, recently. And it's like, are you on my... You know what else is weird? Sean is suspicious of Michael in these newer episodes, but on this episode he chose to watch Hannah's video. But remember, but then again, he chose Hannah's video and he said, "Never mind, everything she said."
So he had to pivot to somebody else.
So I just feel like this is mole shit. But anyways, They all go back to the villa and they all lie about watching the video last night. And then Ari reveals,
most of them did it.
Literally, he reveals that 8 of you watched it. So all of you were lying except one person. And then, of course, Q is livid because he's the one who didn't watch it. He was like, how are we going to get any money? Q, you're going to get some money. Right after this. So for this challenge, they're going to go to a gala. Gala? Do you say gala or gala?
I don't say the word.
Okay, they're going to a gala.
I guess when I say the Met Gala, I say Met Gala.
I say gala for sure. I hate when people say gala, but a lot of people say gala.
Gala.
I thought it would be funny.
I don't know. The way people speak is different.
Gala doesn't even make... Oh, actually, gala is more phonetically correct because if there's a vowel in between the consonant, you're supposed to say the upper version of the gala. Like mole, you say the O because the E comes after the L. So it's not mole.
English teacher.
It's mole. So it is phonetically gala, actually. Not phonetically.
But gala sounds more.
Gala just sounds more luxurious, honestly.
Gala.
I'm going to a gala.
Eleganza.
Maybe I'm going to a gala. No, gala sounds kind of like country, a little bit American. I'm going to a gala tonight, darling.
The gala. The Met Gala.
The Met Gala. Poise, you know. Pinky out. But anyways, they're going to a gala tonight. Ari they all get dressed up in suits. Ari lets them know there's gonna be 4 in the back room, 5 in the front. The people in the back room are gonna have to figure out some majestical shit with their mind and shit. They gotta figure some shit out. And the people in the front room are gonna have to relay information. I'm gonna be in the back room. Actually, I could do either. Lee, where you gonna be?
I'm in front.
I know that's right. Boom.
And not just Tony's there.
You sure?
Mm-hmm.
But you won't be able to see him in the back.
I won't be able to see him in the back.
So you're in the front. So in the back room is Muna, Deanna, Sean, and Michael. I guarantee you one of the moles is in the back room. Gotta be. Why is Deanna and Sean always in this? Is it 2 moles?
That would be hilarious.
But no, they're all in the back room. And then in the front room is Tony, Hannah, of course, because they're dating, Niche, Ryan, and Q. Now, this is definitely where I would have been like, it's probably Ryan if I had saw what Hannah saw in this challenge. Because girl, what? So basically, they have to identify which 3 of these diners, what are they called? Anyways, the people dining at the gala, they have to figure out which 3 of them hold the money that they're looking for. So they have to figure out their occupation, how do they look, and they have to relay that information back to the people in the back room. And then the back room people have to try to identify them correctly, and then boom. So they're doing all of this relaying information. And a few shit happened this round because in the back room, Sean claims he's trying to purposely throw off Michael for Michael to think that Sean is the mole. So he's going to switch something right in front of Michael's face. So he switches a picture of one of the people they think it is right in front of Michael, and Michael sees. And Michael has a diary room, and he says, that was a little too obvious. He's trying to make me think it's him in front of my face because he's doing it so obvious.
Which, the fact that Michael clocked that Sean was trying to big brain this whole thing, and then the fact that Michael's like, I'm not going to tell anybody. And we get another scene with Hannah later. Like, this cast is all like trying to be 10 steps ahead of each other. Like, they're all going the big brain 3D chess route of it all. But I just find that so interesting. Like, how do you clock that someone is trying to catch you up?
Yeah. But this is my thing, Lee. If I was the mole and I was Sean, I would do exactly that. I would make it obvious. I would make one of my sabotages obvious, because then if you see me, you're going to think he's probably not the mole because you're so obvious about it. And I think that's what Sean has started to do.
That's just like so many like thinking that goes into it. Like, if I do this, they're gonna see me and they're gonna think that I'm not the mole because I wouldn't be that obvious. Like, it's just, that is too much thinking.
That's what Sean's doing as the mole. I'm telling you. But I don't know. But basically,
Sean is an active ass mole. If he the mole, active as fuck. Okay, he'll
be honestly thinking about it. Of the people left, everyone, if any one of them the mole, I'm gonna be gagged. Any one of them would gag me as a mole. Niche, what? Because I didn't expect it. Hannah, Ryan, Q, Deanna, Michael, Moon, or Sean. I'm gonna be gagged regardless. You got me. Because you got me. But in the front room, they're supposed to be letting them know accurate information about the people they're looking at. So they ask Ryan, because each person has 2 tables designated to them. And in the back room, they ask Ryan, hey, is the person at your table eating chicken or what is she eating? And Ryan says that they don't have chicken, they have vegetables. And Hannah's like, that's obviously chicken. So Hannah in her mind clocks that Ryan either lied. I think it could have been a mistake, but Hannah's like, Ryan just lied straight to their face. And I could save the mission by telling them that she lied and helping us win money. But what's more important, winning money or me having more information?
And I love that way of thinking because it's like, it's just so outside of the box. It's genuinely, it does help. If you're the only person with this information, like, you're going to definitely be in the end game because no one else is correct. Because no one really is looking at Ryan, which is shocking, honestly.
Yeah. Oh, well, except for Hannah as of now. So yeah, very good, very vital information. And now if Ryan is a potential, I was telling Lee, I was like, it's very important because if Ryan does something in the future that's suspicious, everyone's just going to think this is her first time doing something suspicious. Maybe it's not her. Hannah's the only one who's going to know, no, this is her second time doing something suspicious because she's been doing shit suspicious, but Hannah's the only one who knows that. And Ryan probably thinks she did it on the sly. She probably doesn't know anyone else even caught that if it was on purpose. So I definitely think Ryan is now a suspect. If I had this info that Hannah has, I would be in the game like, okay, Ryan or Deanna or Sean are my suspects for sure. So boom. Q finds the sparkly dressed girl. There's a sparkly dressed doctor. She's definitely one of the people they need to identify. He's trying to let them know over the intercom, and come to find out that girl was the one accidentally. Sean says, just so happened of all the people I could have flipped over and replaced, it was the one that we needed. That's very cool because the mole knows the answer to the problems. So it's like, sure you accidentally obviously changed it, but it's like, how did you just so happen accidentally obviously change the one person we needed to not change? Oh please,
because he knew
he's the mole. So anyways, the mission's over. Ari comes and lets them know they only got one of the people right because Hannah didn't tell them about the wrong person.
They suck so bad.
They suck so bad. And then of course they got the wrong person with Q because Sean done switched the girl. So we go back to the villa. And back at the villa, we see Michael calls out Sean. He's like, look, I just want to put it on the floor with Sean. So he says, look, I watched your video. And Sean was like, I knew you did. He's like, I watched your video. And what's the on being an undercover cop? And Sean was like, you just didn't ask me and this, and this. And Sean has a diary room. He says, I'm basically responding in a way for him to be more suspicious of me because I want him to keep thinking it's me because it's not. And he will go home.
Which is exactly how I would play this game. I would play this game doing whatever I want because it doesn't matter. And if you think it's me, great.
Yep, literally. So before the quiz, Hannah talks to us about how she doesn't want to share any of the info she got with Tony because she wants to make sure that she has the biggest advantage in the game. But this is my thing. Like he literally in this episode, he wasted info he could have gave her because he went and watched her video, and he tells us when he goes home, he's like, she's giving me so much information throughout this game, and it's like she probably is giving him valuable shit and he's not giving her shit at all. And it's like, I need you to reciprocate. If she's gonna be giving you shit, you gotta give her
spilling and actually figuring shit out, and clearly it's not doing anything for him.
Literally. So I think at this moment, Tony and Hannah were kind of on Michael's radar, and then Hannah got this information, so she kind of shifted her eye towards a little more of Ryan or somebody else. And Tony's probably still thinking it's Michael. So when we get to the quiz, Tony loses and he's out. So that's where we're at.
I was so sad. Great dynamic, but hey, I'm here for it because I want to see Hannah shine without Tony.
I was just thinking that, like, this is Hannah's time to kind of, pick it up and be her own authentic mother self without, this big ass man attached to her.
Back up.
You're right. I'm sorry.
You was talking all that shit. Nah.
I was. Tommy.
See, Pharaoh always do this. Y'all notice that, right? He always do this.
Anyways, Hannah starts crying a little bit. It was real sad because they were booed up. Booed up. They really were. So she crying, but she got to get her head back in the game. And she does the next day. Trust.
Very quickly.
The next day, Tony First of all, Niche has a diary room. He's like, Hannah was definitely a part of manipulating Tony. So I'm definitely thinking it might be her. And, I don't even know if she's really helping on the mission. So I'm starting to get more suspicious of her. And, he just got affirmed by that video that he watched that she's probably the mole. And he thinks it's him.
Please.
Oh, please.
It's BS. None of it's true.
None of it's true. None of it. They don't want to give me no credit. I sound just like them. I ate that up. So we head to the mission, and at the mission, they're at this big ass yard of shipping shipwreck. Y'all, what is the word for that? Because I asked Lee.
Shipping containers. They're containers.
Containers doesn't sound big enough. Containers sound like Tupperware. Like the big metal.
There are big containers too.
I know, but okay, chat. Is there an official word for the big red, copper, blue shipping containers that be on ships?
You're saying it's shipping containers.
Lee!
Pharaoh.
I'm finna Google what are shipping containers called. Because I feel like there might be another term that I'm thinking in my...
What else would it be, mamas?
Nah.
Shipping...
I mean, there's a professional word, but that's not the word I was looking for. Okay, so never mind. The professional word is intermodal freight container. It's just a shipping container.
It's a
cargo. That's what I was thinking of. That's what I was thinking of. Even though that's probably not the right. That's just the word.
Okay,
I was just thinking of a word. Anyways, bitch.
You just thinking of a word.
They're in a big yard, and it's a bunch of shipping containers, and there's cash dispersed around a bunch of random shipping containers or whatever. He pulls out these big 3 trucks. There's 3 trucks, and each of them have a name of a person. One has Sean, one has Michael, and one has Muna. So Ari lets them know that you will only be getting money that is placed in the truck of the person who you all majority have been voting to be the mole last round. So they have to figure out which of these 3 people did the majority did the majority of us actually vote for, and that's the money that they need to put in that one, because then they'll get the most of that money. So it's kind of like, do you want to disclose who you really think is the mole or not? Blah, 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 blah. So they all start.
There's really no incentive. Like, I know if they did this on the traders, it's like the fear of saying something means that you could go home, because of course the traders know that you got them clocked. But here it's like, if you got the mole clocked, they can't do anything.
Exactly. I kind of didn't care. I feel like I probably would have just told the truth. I don't care if I have you clocked or not. Truly. Like, I guess, like, as a faithful, I don't see why I wouldn't tell the truth. I guess they're saying I don't want anyone to know that I'm suspicious of someone, because then they'll have a easier chance of saying. But it's like,
basically what Hannah did in the challenge. Like, I don't want anyone to know this tea, so I can be the only person with this advantage.
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like if I'm not giving you any of my reasons why I think they're the mole, you might just think I'm stupid. For example, if it's me and you, Lee, and you tell me you've been voting for Muna, in the back of my head, I'm gonna be like, well, he's a dumbass. Like, even though you've genuinely voted, if I didn't think to vote Muna and you were, you're not gonna make me change my mind just because you're suspicious of Muna. So in my opinion, I don't necessarily see the reason of lying. Like, it was kind of stupid, unless you're the mole, Sean, and you were purposely lying to make sure that Sean is the mole. Because look,
you got him clocked.
What happened was they start revealing who they think it was. Deanna, who is also probably the mole, says she's been suspicious of Muna. This is my thing. Deanna and Sean said Muna. One of them is the mole, because y'all know it's not Muna. Y'all knew the answer was Michael.
Because it's definitely not Muna. I don't think it's Muna. Like, the part of me is still like, but I just feel like, nah.
Girl. So Deanna claims she's been thinking it was Muna. Q claims, Q might be the mole too. Q claims his last pick was Muna as well. So everyone else is like,
so random, but hey.
Because Q the mole. Okay, everybody can't be the mole now.
Well, I'm thinking about in general, like the fact that her name is out there. It's like, what has Muna really done?
I know, right? I guess she tried to lie at the round table. But it's like, other than that, I haven't seen any. To me, she's clearly a faithful, unless she's not.
Could be wrong.
Yeah, let me shut up. So, after that, basically, people are like, I don't want to reveal who I really voted, so I'm just gonna start going with the majority. So, a few people said Michael, but a lot of people were saying Muna, and then we see people like Sean and Michael. They're just like, we're just gonna go with the majority because we don't want to reveal who we're actually thinking of, and they're both thinking of each other. Sean's thinking of Michael, Michael's thinking of Sean, and they're both lying.
How funny would it be if neither one of them are the mole and they just fucking with each other?
And I honestly feel like that could be possible because
that would be hilarious.
So this is really funny.
Beyond time.
So they conclude that Muna has the most. It's definitely not Sean, and it might be Michael. So when they play this game, they go and they get a bunch of the crates and they put most of them in Muna. So they have like $50,000 worth in Muna. They have 19,000 in Michael, and they have 5,000 in Sean, just in case.
But you know what's another interesting thing about Sean too is that he's also actively not trying to help catch a mole. Like his whole thing is like, I want Michael to go home because he thinks I'm the mole. And I think like that's made me really suspicious of him. Like I said, I'm trying to big brain it as a viewer because I'm just thinking they would not give us all this information if it's actually Sean. So is Sean just a terrible faithful? Because like, what's the I get making people think it's you, but I would do that and also still try to figure it out.
Exactly.
Like it doesn't like Sean's trying to figure it out at all.
Either
and like at least Michael, he's like, okay, I'm keeping this information because I'm trying to figure it out. Sean is not withholding anything to figure it out. He just wants Michael to get him.
Yeah, literally. So Niche clocks a little bit because near the end, Michael is like, maybe we should put a little bit in Sean. And Niche is like, why? Did you vote for Sean? And Michael's like, no. And Niche has a diary room. He's like, I just don't understand why you would suggest to put something in one that we all agree no one has any unless you potentially voted for him and you know there's a chance. So it's like he really probably clocked his subconscious because that's probably what Michael was saying subconsciously, like, ooh, it could be money in there. Money. And it's like he clocked him, but it's like to me, all that confirms is that he's probably not a mole because he's trying his hardest to make sure there's money in any. Like, if anything, even if Niche clocked that, you should clock that Michael's not the mole. But instead, Niche is like, Michael might be the mole. But it's like, if you really think about what he's doing, if he's the mole, why would he guarantee money in every pot if he knows? Like, I don't know. You just, it's because then the mole also knows the answer. So if the mole knows the answer, there's no reason for the mole to, like, no. He took, Niche had the right idea, wrong. Yeah, wrong hoe. Because it was a no. So they get revealed who had the most, and it was Michael, and it wasn't Muna. So they get all the money that was in Michael's truck. They're kind of a little gagged, but not really. After this, they're in like this factory area. They bring out the TV with the big back. And, and it's another opportunity for them to either get an advantage or to get money. So there's 3 different auction items, and each auction item is worth $5,000 for the pot if no one takes it, or you can bet an amount of money in the pot if you want it. So the first auction prize, and this is when Hannah becomes Hannah again. You know,
she always takes charge in this moment. That's why I'm like, Niche girl, what are you? She's not giving ditzy at all. She's giving leader.
Literally though, like what? But anyways, so before they start, Muna says she's not bidding anything, by the way. And Shauna was like, look, I'm going to be honest. This is why I think Sean is the fucking mole. Because he's going out of his way to act like a faithful. He's like, honestly, if there's an exemption, I'm going to have to go for it. And it's like, of course you do, mole. You don't need to be exempt. But anyways, so he states that. Then they get to the first offer. The first offer is 15 minutes to study someone's dossier. Hannah immediately, that's useless.
It's not worth it. I mean, we know so much about each other at this point. Like,
we don't need that. None of it's true. And so no one bid on it because of Hannah. She really ate that up. The second offer is a correction on the quiz. Hannah was like, well, if no one takes it, we'll all just be on the same level. It'll be the same odds. It's nothing. Don't worry about it. Da, 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 da. Sean is like, this is why Sean is moldy. Sean says in this moment, I wouldn't blame anyone for taking it. And Muna was like, I don't think we should normalize people being selfish and taking some of the money. Sean's like, well, I just wouldn't blame you. Sean wouldn't blame anyone because he's the mole.
I just like, is it not too obvious at this point?
Because
that means we had him clocked by episode.
It's 2. Reverse psychology though. It's like, I'm gonna be obvious because then you're gonna be like, it definitely ain't his dumb ass. But it's like, but it is, but it ain't. Girl, I don't know. So no one bids on that. The pot is still at $59,500. The third offer is exemption. Hannah says the reason she was making sure they didn't take the other ones is so that she could get this last one. She said, fuck them other ones. I know the last one's going to be something good. And when they offer the third offer, she says, just keep it low, guys. Just keep it low. No, damn well she going to bid $59,500. That was definitely Hannah, child. So someone bid the whole pot.
I wouldn't do all of it for the hope that someone wouldn't do all of it. But honestly, of course, someone did all of it.
Someone's going to do all of it. I would have did all of it, honestly, 100%.
All this money they just got.
We don't get it back.
The fact that by the end of episode 5, They are down to $0 fucking dollar.
We gonna get it back, girl.
And watch next episode. This challenge is worth $60,000.
Literally. We gonna get it back, girl. Honestly, we gonna get it back.
You think it was
Hannah? Because she was like big braining it and she immediately said, let's keep it low. I'm thinking you want them to keep it low so you can go high. But honestly, the way her reaction was, she seemed genuinely shocked. So I don't think it was Hannah. But it's like, who was? It's probably the mole.
whole pot is nasty though.
It's probably the mole.
Is this like the Kazi move where it's like if one of you take it, then the rest of you will be here for the rest of the night. And Kazi went first and left them there. Is this like, okay, if you do this,
it's more like Joy, because you remember Joy in this same scenario for Exemption, Joy took the whole pot because she was like, I just don't want to go home, but she wasn't the mole. I think the mole would do a very high amount, but I don't think the mole would do the whole pot. I think they could big brain it and do the whole pot and be like, shit, you ain't gonna do. But I think someone who's actually in danger is more likely to do it. So a part of me would feel like if you took the whole pot, you might not be the mole. I'm not just gonna definitely say you the mole.
Fell down the rabbit hole, said the whole pot minus $1 single dollar would have ate.
Literally.
Why did I say this? I said I would have trolled them and did the whole pot minus $1. That
oh my god!
Nasty.
I need an iconic mole like that. I really do. I need a mole to gag them like that. But boom, we left off on a cliffhanger, and we're at this top 8 scenario. We kind of got some scenes from the next couple of episodes. So I know my mother's still in the game, Muna and Hannah, because they were playing challenges on these next episodes. So this next round, or this next quiz, I don't think my moms are going home. I don't know about y'all faves, but I'm good over here. So there's that. Period. But yeah, I love it. Great first 5 episodes. Yeah. I want Hannah or Muna to win. If anybody else wins, I won't be gagging personally.
Yeah. Hannah Muna, if Deanna's not the mole, I wouldn't mind her winning. I just want some fun people in the end game. But in general, this cast has proven to be pretty interesting. Like, I thought Sean was going to be boring, but then he became really interesting as a suspect. Mm-hmm. Same with Michael. Like, I think this top 8 is really some of the more interesting players, these people in this season. So
I agree.
I'm excited.
It was pretty good. I think this show can be successful. I think they can, if they just drop them at a normal time. I was telling Lee, I'm like, I guess they just didn't know what part of the year they wanted to drop them all, because last year it was like the end of the year.
It's been filmed, hasn't it?
Or like last year. It was a long time ago. It's been filmed. I'm just thinking they're deciding when they're going to drop it. Is it going to be a summer show? Is it a winter show? So I guess
they need to keep it coming, because I think this could be as popular as even like a Traders. Like, this is a really good show.
I agree. It is. And a lot of people like it. A lot of people.
And it's also showing that like you can do, because I think the rut that a lot of these reality shows is coming to, and there's going to be a plateau for a lot of them, specifically like a Traders, is that they're not going to be able to cast a cast of reality stars that we care about every time. I mean, Traders season 3 might just be.
I told y'all after season 2, I was like, it's not going to gag no more.
I'm interested to see where that plateau is going to come at, because at some point we're just not going to care as much. Like, y'all have gotten a lot of the mothers already. Whereas the mole is clearly creating show with regular people that's still really interesting. Like, this definitely shows the Traders could be good with a regular cast if you just get interesting people.
I agree. So boom, that was that. We'll be back next week for sure to cover episodes 6 through 8 of the mole, and then of course we'll be back after that for the finale. If you're into shows like this, like I said, make sure you follow us. We cover all reality TV, specifically like strategy shows like the mole and the Traders and Big Brother. We'll be doing the entire Big Brother 26 coverage this next season. We cover every Tuesday, every Thursday for our BBTs. We're currently doing a BB3 rewind, so make sure you check out our BB3 coverage, because we're going back and watching that. We're also covering shows like RuPaul's Drag Race, Total Drama Island, and Claim to Fame coming up soon as well, so get into that. And we'll be covering the Challenge 40 that's coming on in August, so definitely get into that or whatever. Just subscribe to us, get into it, and thank you for keeping it real with the Kingdom, girl. We're out.